Yo, what the fuck is going on, fans, followers, you voyeur peeping Tom motherfuckers? This is Mayvizzle, man, and I'm here. I'm here to get down to business tonight. I have two of the dopest cats that you're ever gonna meet. They have a legit podcast. They're on Spotify. The link is down in the description if you just want to dive right over into that first. They are the absolute shit. These guys have made some of the dopest clips that I've seen ever out of the Bay Area. When I first started actually doing this show, I was using some of their clips with their permission, of course. I introduce to you, with no further ado, David and Victor from Markout Media, baby. Oh, shit.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. Okay,
I
cool.
usually don't care any other pay-per-views from WWE. I just care about I care about the Rumble matches, and I'll watch Mania. That's probably about it. Everything else I kind of just skip.
Dude, man, last year Mania what got me back into wrestling, like, no joke, like, just it like triggered this like strange domino effect that brought me back to it, because like I watched like Attitude Era as a kid. You know, I had all the fucking action figures back before they started making them out of that like hard plastic and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, they used to be like almost a little bendy and shit, and they were really good quality. And
Yeah,
like,
now they look more like this.
yeah, like you can do more shit with them now.
Yeah, they're tinier. Like me, I'm some of my favorite ones that I like to get are the ones from the flea market, because you'll get like the Lucha Libre ones. Like I got this one like last year. This is fucking Penta El Zero Miedo, and it was like $10, and like this thing is like thick.
You got
It's
that at
like,
the flea market?
yeah, I got it at the flea market. It was wrapped really nice too.
Oh, that's cool. I don't. I'm not a toy guy with like one of those action figures, but I care about the micro brawlers and the Funko Pops. Those are my things.
The pops are like that's like crack, man. Once you buy a pop, once you get like two pops, you just start fucking accumulating them, and then they're like everywhere in your fucking house. Like I have pops. I have a wall of fucking pops. People thought I was crazy at my office. And then
I'm insane. I know. These are all the micro brawlers. These are micro brawlers. They're like little tiny. They're like, in a way, they're like pops, but they're really, really tiny. Like, yeah. I love the fact that they're just so tiny, and like, I just love that I can just throw them on my desk and it saves me room, and I can have a million of them.
Yeah,
I know my favorite one that I have is the Danhausen one with the flowers on his head. It was worth it. Yeah, it was so worth it. No, I don't have that one. Holy shit! I thought I bought it. No, my favorite one is the LA Park. There you go.
Also, the Super Shredder one as well with Kevin Nash.
Dude, that's badass. Fuck.
But I will not buy any micro brawlers from Pro Wrestling Tees. I am done with them.
Yeah,
I'm done with those guys. I don't want my credit card stuff being stolen and them using my credit card for.
Fuck, I got that letter.
Yeah, for something that they're buying. They're probably using it for their personal use to go get Del Taco and stuff in Chicago.
I mean, that's fair. That's a fair point.
So yeah, like last year, I like basically like after not watching wrestling for like 10 years, fucking Mania came on. No, it was 2020. It was 2020 because it was right when lockdown. You know, everybody had free time and shit. So I watched Mania and I was like, yo, this is pretty dope. Like I saw Otis for the first time, and he was the dude that really like brought me back to like what are they gonna do with this guy? Like, this is pretty cool. And then I was like extremely disappointed after Money in the Bank. Like fucking, I was just like, man, what the fuck are they doing with this guy? They gave him like some goofy little storyline, and I was just like, fuck. So I fell off with it again. But then I went to UGWA, and then I was like, holy shit, because I got IWTV at that time, but I didn't know what to watch, and there was just so much shit. I was like, man, like, a lot of this shit is dope, but I don't know what to get invested in. Like, I don't know where to look. I didn't have wrestling Twitter back then. I didn't know, like, you know, I didn't even know what GCW was at that time. I was just like, all right. And then, yeah, I saw UGWA, dude, and that shit, like, changed my life. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I've been doing underground, like, hip-hop shows for fucking years, and I was like, this has that same exact vibe, and they're putting on a hell of a show. They're bringing people from all over the place. Then I found out West Coast Pro is fucking right over here too. And it's just like, holy shit. And how long have you guys been in the scene? Like, how long have you known about this dope shit going on?
For me and Dave, like, cause he went to a Hood Slam and like way before me, but like before that was, it was UGWA. But when we first started going to UGWA, like when we first heard about it, you know, like we told Slash this before. Is like when we heard about it, we're like, kind of don't know. Like we're kind of just stuck. I was stuck watching WWE. That's all I knew personally. But David knew a lot more than I did, like Impact and when it was TNA at the time and stuff like that. But when we first heard about UGWA, it was like I kind of don't know. And then we checked it out, and then instantly you fall in love with it. Like after you're done with the show, you want more. You're just like, okay, I got to keep coming back to these shows. And we went to one of the backyard shows. I don't remember which one. But one of the first memories that I have of UGWA was somebody throwing KP into a flat screen TV or one of those big box TVs, and it was the best moment. I thought at the time. I recorded it and everything, and I lost the video of it. But yeah, I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Someone throwing KP into a TV, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with Victor. Yeah, it was, God, I can't remember what year ago it was. Probably maybe like 2016, maybe 2015. Probably, yeah. But yeah, we heard about it, and the first thing I was like, I don't want to see a bunch of guys in jean shorts like beating the hell out of each other in a backyard. And we went there, and I was like kind of skeptical on it, and like you'd eventually see people like Guido and like JD Slater, like KP as some of the Sin. Like you just see all these people, and I'm like, these guys are cool. I was like, I like the environment. I was like, it's fun. I was like, I don't drink, I don't smoke, but everyone else is having a good time doing that. And honestly, I fell in love with it. It got to the point where it was like, I want to say, I think it was called the Shark City Showdown. I did my first ever YouTube video. So UGWA is kind of like the starting point for all of us in the professional wrestling scene.
Yeah, because I mean, just we think about it now, like where we are, like, you know, David films for UGWA, and you know, I'll help out Slash in some sort of way. You know, if it's putting away the ring when we get to his house, or you know, at the Vegas show for Devil's Night, I didn't plan on it. I was just like, I'm just gonna take a couple like Instagram stories that I just do, and then all the wrestlers started handing me their gear, like for their entrance gear, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm collecting entrance gear tonight. But you know, it's little things like that, just helping out, and just, you know, it takes me back to like even just, you know, trying to be in the hardcore scene and stuff like that. Just I like to give back. You know, I like to help out in a way. You know, participate somehow.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It's crazy, man. Like straight up, I remember leaving that show because I talked to Tony Vargas. He was the one that invited me to the first event. So I was like, you know, I was talking to him because I was like literally like starting streaming at the same time, and I was just like, fuck, like, you know, like I want to like interview motherfuckers, but I didn't know how I was gonna do it. And then like I went to fucking what was it? Or no, I was sitting here just getting drunk, man, streaming games and shit, and then fucking ended up getting a sponsorship from Night Shift Merchandise, talking shit on my like game stream, and then fucking that opened the door to like talking to bands. And then I was like, oh shit, like I want to talk to like the death metal bands and the, you know, deathmatch wrestlers at the same time, because I got into the blood, man. That shit just made me go, what the fuck? Like the first time, dude, when I saw Tony Vargas like get the fucking mouthful or the face full of fucking thumbtacks from Big Ugly and shit, I was just like, no way. Like I was already like, because I walked into Devil Daddy doing his thing, man. Like that was like the funniest shit, because I was like, what kind of show did I just go to? Like this shit is like, you know, I didn't expect any of that. You know, I didn't know. I knew it was like 18 plus, because it was a bar, but I was expecting to see like some traditional ass wrestling, and it was hilarious because I seen Levi Shapiro come out, and I was like, oh yeah, this is like, okay, I kind of know what to expect. And then fucking Rivera comes out, and I'm just like, wait a minute, like everything just flipped upside down for me, and I was addicted. Like I was just like, bro, like this shit is so funny. Like, so I wanted to do a show, man, and just interview people like involved in the scene. And like I feel you on that, like trying to contribute back. Like if anybody can like, you know, come up from coming on this show, or like, you know, seeing some shit, like, or other people, you know, are exposed to them or whatever, like that is like my ultimate goal, like what I'm trying to do here. So I totally like, I think that's,
yeah, because that's how it started with me. Just, you know, doing this podcast was went to an UGWA show, and I was like, I kind of want to review it, and I was like, I don't have the equipment to do it. I was like, I have a laptop, I have headphones with the microphone. I was like, I just need a recording program to do it, and I don't remember what I even used. I probably use Audacity, and yeah, just from there, I reviewed an UGWA show, put it online, and then, you know, that was, the rest is history at this point. And we did that, or I did that back in 2018. And then the second episode, I was like, you know what? I kind of need David's help. And he knows wrestling more than I do. And we both go to UGWA shows. And yeah, from there, we just started doing, you know, episodes and, you know, shit like that. And, you know, it wasn't until like 2020, I want to say, we started doing interviews. But at the time, I didn't know how to use Zoom. I didn't know Zoom existed. And then I was like, you know what, let me do these Instagram live interviews. So I booked a bunch, like just for the month of, it was like right when the pandemic started. So like it was March or April, and booked a few interviews, and then did it all over Instagram Live. And my first Instagram Live interview was actually, who was it? I think it was Vinny Massaro. That was the first one I did.
I thought it was Dave.
No, that was right. Okay, it was Dave. My bad. Our first interview was Dave Wasted. Excuse me, I forgot about that. And I shouldn't be forgetting about that, because Dave Wasted is like the greatest guy ever.
Yeah,
but
he's so so fucking cool.
Yeah, and like he was so happy about it. He was like, "Oh, this is my first interview too," and I was like, "Oh, sick! You know, we got to start somewhere." And we had a great interview. Did that shit for like an hour, as long as Instagram Live let me do it. And yeah, it was great. I wish I still had that interview. We don't have it anymore because I deleted the old page. But yeah, I lost a lot of interviews when I deleted the old page. I lost my interview with Will Hobbs. I lost my interview with the Stoner Brothers, Vinny Massaro. I can't even remember who else. I did a lot. Oh, G-Raver. I did one with G-Raver, which I wish I still had, but I don't. Yeah, it just sucks that I deleted the old page. I should have just kept it, but I was going through some stuff, and I deleted everything. So, but yeah, just lost a lot of interviews, which sucks.
Dude, I feel you, man. That's like, I've lost so much content that I made in the past, like not only music wise, like with the music I made, I think I told you about that, how I would like upload shit. When we talked at UGWA for a couple seconds, like I would upload tons of music, like full albums worth, and then just delete all that shit one day. Like I listen to it and it like comes off as like cringe or something to me, and I was like, fuck this, why am I even doing this shit? And I delete everything. And then other people message me, hey, where's that shit at? And then I'm like, fucking I should have kept it up. And then like fucking it broke my heart when I interviewed Sheik on this show, because fucking I didn't double check the audio until we were like an hour and 45 minutes into like probably the greatest interview that I've ever had in my life. It was just insane. And then fucking I looked down and like there's no audio coming from Sheik, and I was like, no! I fucking cried in the shower, dude. Like, you ever seen like that movie Leaving Las Vegas, like with Nicolas Cage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I was like Nicolas Cage, like in the shower, like after that, except without the liquor, without the bottle of fucking vodka.
I mean, we would have forgiven you for that.
Sheik is a great person to interview. We have her full interview on YouTube. Thankfully, we still have that. I think it's actually one of the only few full interviews that we have on YouTube. We don't have a lot on there. We have clips, like we have Jack Cartwheel. He talked about his time in Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I think we have Billy Starks up there, and she talks about certain things.
Pizza Cat.
Yeah, all her names that she goes through, like Billy Tista and Space Jesus and Pizza
Fighting
Cat.
Billy.
Yeah. And I forgot what else we have. Oh, we have an interview with the Struggles. He does commentary for ICW.
Yep.
That was a really good one. I think that's. Then we have Anthony Rivera on there with it's like a couple of clips.
KG, Kevin Gill.
KG, we talked about New York Hardcore, which was probably the most fun I've ever had doing an interview, just because we related, on the hardcore scene, just because that's where we come from, and he's New York Hardcore and his love for it. So yeah, that was cool. That was a good interview. But this my favorite one that I've ever done just personally, just by myself on the IG live interviews. I did Halston Body, and he's a manager for Heather Monroe on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. And that interview was just like, there wasn't an awkward pause on anything. And we just kept the conversation just going. And he was just full of energy. And I was like, this is probably my most fun interview I've ever done. And it was. And I don't have that video anymore. It sucks. I wish I still had it. So I'm gonna start crying now that I don't have these things. It sucks.
Halston's cool. I wasn't a part of a lot of the Instagram lives because it was mainly because we live in separate areas. So Victor would have to just do stuff on his own. But yeah, Victor, I remember he did the Halston Body when that was during, we had like a special Instagram live interviews for Pride Month where I think during June, we only did interviews with people that were part of the LGBTQ plus community. So that was really cool.
I had Ashton Starr. I had Jamie Senegal. I don't remember who else I had during that month.
I think you had Marco.
I had Marco Mania, who's part of Money, Power, Respect. That was a really fun one too. Getting to know Marco before the whole Money, Power, Respect thing. Because when I interviewed him, there wasn't no Money, Power, Respect yet.
Yeah,
I don't think there was.
That's true.
So that was pretty cool. And now it's like I said, it's crazy to think back like to where the pandemic started and now where we're at in 2022. David, he's part of the Money, Power, Respect family, and that's that's just it's crazy to think like where we are, just even with UGWA too, like where David films for them now, and next month we'll be going to the Emporium for their San Francisco show. I don't know if it's their first San Francisco show. I've never really checked on that, but it's my first San Francisco show with them, going just attending. So that one should be pretty cool. And I saw the venue already, and it's an arcade, so that's pretty cool. There's air hockey tables. Will you be there?
Maybe. So my wife is like a couple months away from having the baby, so I'm like,
oh shit!
Wow, congrats!
Thank you.
Congrats.
Yeah, I'm super like cautious right now, just because like COVID's going around and shit, and it's like every week fucking somebody else gets it. I've had a couple cancellations on the show, as a result of COVID as well. So it's like I do not want to fucking risk bringing that home. I'd feel like an asshole. So like, and it might make my Vegas trip a fucking become a casualty as well, but fingers crossed. I really want to see Juicy and Tony Vargas though. That match is gonna be crazy.
Oh, that match should be a good one.
And what's crazy is with Juicy, when Juicy bleeds, he bleeds.
Yeah.
Like a fucking faucet. It's insane.
Big Toko.
Yeah, no.
The new Sarah Abbott, or the new Era Savage. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
His fucking leg or his knee, man. I think it's finally doing better. Like I haven't seen him wearing the shit on it. You see that?
Yeah, no, he's doing fine now. He's doing so much better.
Dude, they were tearing his knee up for like fucking like 2 months, man. Like everybody was just doing different shit to his knee, and I was just dying every time. I'm like, no, not the brace. Don't take off the brace again. No.
I know. If you watch that match for West Coast Pro at the last show, you see AJ Gray just targeting the knee, and I'm just like, oh man, poor Juicy. I was like, his poor knee. I was like, I feel so bad. Everyone just targets the knee, which is great. But I feel bad for Juicy, but it's great to watch.
Yeah, who was it? Was it Sledge? I think that fucked his knee up too, like at Ugwa.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, Ugwa fucked him up.
Oh my god, that was a good match. I love when Juicy's in the main event. That's really fun.
Yeah, I guarantee you. I'm just going to guarantee it right now. I think Juicy will become an Ugwa champion by the end of the year. I don't care if it's like Total Violence champion, or even Beast of the East champion, or San Jose, or even world champion. Like he's going to be a champion. I promise you that. He's like so entertaining. He's an incredible wrestler, and he's agile for his size too. Like you don't expect this guy to learn how to do moonsaults, but he can do moonsaults. It's insane.
Yeah, he's a trip, man. Like I remember like seeing him for the first time just on like the fucking poster. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? He's like making some crazy ass like face. He's like, and I was just like, holy shit. Like that's the main event guy. That's the big boy. Like it reminded me of like, you remember how like WCW used to do like the main event? Like they bring out the heavyweights for that shit. Like the last couple Ugwas like gave me that vibe. I was like, oh shit, we're getting the big guys now. Like, and then when he comes out too fucking Juicy, like it's just so, it's great. I totally see him being the face. If he already kind of feels like the face of Ugwa, from what I've seen him, like one of the faces. I mean, Pollo Del Mar. That's crazy that you guys went to Ugwa before Pollo Del Mar was doing Ugwa. Like, how did it feel seeing Pollo for the first time at fucking Ugwa?
It's crazy to think like that you mentioned Pollo, because like it's crazy because like I've hung out with Pollo after a show at Slash's house, and I'm just like it's crazy to think. I'm just like I'm over here like people boo her, and it's just like at an Ugwa show because she's great at what she does, and that's getting under the people's skin. But it's crazy because like we'll be at Slash's house, and we're just casually hanging out. And we were recently with Pollo and Slash and a couple other people at Slash's house, just hanging
Christmas
out.
Party.
Christmas party, and it's crazy to think about that. But Pollo is the greatest person I've ever have gotten the chance to meet. And now that she's with Ugwa and doing stuff for GCW and just doing stuff all over, and even with NWA and stuff like that, managing Jamie Senegal, it's just I don't know. Pollo's great. I don't know what else to say.
Absolute sweetheart, and I'm glad. Like she's even suggested me for certain events. Like I know the last LA fights down in Southern California. If I wasn't busy, I would have accepted it. But she vouched for me as a camera person for that event. But unfortunately, I couldn't go. But I mean, I'm happy that she like you can say some shit to her, and she knows exactly how to come back at you with some shit, and it's funny as hell.
No, okay, yeah. So we were at what was it, Phoenix Pro Wrestling up in Petaluma, and David was he was filming for them. So I went, and I'm in the crowd, but I'm like it's all standing, so it's kind of like Ugwa. You stand, there's a guardrail, but I'm standing behind the guardrail, and Pollo's standing kind of in front of me, and then these younger kids, they got to be like in their maybe like 15, 16 years old. They're young kids, and one of them pulls on Pollo's hair. And I looked to them, and I'm just like, I had this face of like, oh shit. I was like, you don't want to do that. And then Pollo just turned around, said something to them, and then they tried to be smart with her again. And I'm like, you're not gonna win this battle. I was like, one, do not touch the talent. And I was like, they're kids, of course they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And it's probably like their first wrestling show, or maybe they do this all the time. I don't know. But yeah, one of them pulled Pollo's hair, and I was just like, fuck. I was like, I thought Pollo was gonna backhand like that, and I was just like, oh, I was like, if she would have done that, I was like, it would have been game over. I was just like, fuck. I was like, just do not fuck with Pollo at all. That was crazy that I got to witness that. Fuck.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that.
For me, there was a moment because I get to work with Pollo with the whole money, power, and respect thing. There was a moment where someone in the crowd where she was just on the apron during her match. During the match that she was managing, and I guess someone yelled out, "You're a man!" And she turns around with like, she just like glares at him and goes, she's like, "I bet you no one ever says that to you, huh?" And like I just started laughing. I was like, "Damn."
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
That's fucking crazy, man.
She's absolutely great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't remember which show it was, but it was fucking hilarious.
Was that for East Bay Pro?
It was the story she told me. I don't remember if it was East Bay. It could have been SPW for what I know.
Oh, okay. All right. But yeah, Pollo's great. Like I said, just it's funny because like we're in Slash's, like the first time I remember hanging out with Pollo at Slash's house, it was like me, Sheik, and the camera crew, Slash, and then I can't remember who else was there, but they're all smoking. There's like 3 blunts being passed around, 2 blunts. And I'm like, and me too. I'm not smoking at the moment. And I was just like, okay, we're getting kind of contact high. And Pollo was like, can we crack open the back window or back door? I'm like, this is too much. Like the whole kitchen in Slash's house was getting hotboxed, and it was too much for both of us. We're the only two that's not. Yeah, we're the only two that's not smoking. And at me, I was like, I really don't care. I was like, I can handle being around some smoke, but eventually it does get to you, and you're like, okay, let's open up a window or something. And the Pollo opened up the back door, and I was like, this is too much. Oh my god, it's great though. Great times hanging out with Pollo, and hanging out with Slash and everyone, camera guys, and at his house. And that's when we got to put away the ring, and then you reward yourself, I guess, with a couple of blunts. I personally do not, but everyone else does, and it's cool. It's a good time.
Yeah, I love the vibe. Like the vibe, every aspect of going to a UGWA show is just like it's a trip, because like sometimes you go to like shows like me going like doing hella different shows throughout the Bay, and then like going up north and shit. Some places have really sketchy vibes, and then some places have like vibes where it's like maybe I don't want to start a mosh pit here because people might get into it, or like that kind of shit. Or like some crowds where it's like hard to push through, like people are just like irritated. But like when I walked into UGWA, it felt like fucking just a cool ass, like everybody's like here for the same shit. I started noticing the same people too, like, which was hella cool. Like I see like that one dude with like the beard that's like in the long hair. He's like always right next to the fucking thing. Zach Monday, he's another cat that I met from there who's always there.
That's
like,
cool.
Like I love it. It feels like a big ass family, man. And like that's something that how many other promotions like have you guys gone to that have that kind of vibe? Is that rare? Is that something?
I would say maybe Hood Slam, somewhat. It's a little weird. I don't know how to explain it, but like with Hood Slam, they have like their Hood Slam fans that are not, and I know like a lot of their fans that are not wrestling fans. They're just fans of Hood Slam, and I know that a lot of the people for UGWA, it's a lot more. It's become a lot more wrestling fans, like hardcore wrestling fans, watching UGWA over back in the day when it was just like, oh, these are fans who like UGWA. They don't watch wrestling. They just like UGWA. But it's completely changed since we've been getting so much different names like Kevin Blackwood, Titus Alexander, Dark Sheik, Sledge, like all these bigger names that we're starting to get out and everything. Like, but yeah, I would say Hood Slam and UGWA are almost kind of one and the same in a way.
It was so bizarre like seeing Sheik there, because Sheik's debut was the same day Sheik wrestled Nick Gage, I think, too. When
it was the same weekend.
That's so fucking crazy, because I had no idea about that until a week ago. It was funny because they mentioned it on the commentary, but I didn't know shit about like the indie scene yet. So I was like, damn, Sheik just did a fucking death match. That's pretty crazy. And then like, I didn't recognize Sheik, because the only time I'd seen Sheik before was on videos of Team Rocket at Hood Slam, and I didn't know that was Sheik, and I didn't know Nurse Ratchet was Sheik. Like, or I don't know if Nurse Ratchet is Sheik.
Oh yeah, we brought that up during our interview too, and then she said,
we don't know either. I feel like we knew, but at the same time, like she plays it off. I don't know if she plays it off very well, or I don't know if she really means it. Like that's how. Like it's really confusing. So I mean, Nurse Ratchet could be anyone for all we know.
Yeah, it was funny because I said I asked Sheik in our interview. I was like, "Who's like the strangest person that ever came through Hood Slam?" And Sheik was like, "Oh, that would be Nurse Ratchet." And then I said it to another wrestler. I was like, yeah, do you know who Nurse Ratchet is? And they were like, that's Sheik. And I'm like, wait. I was like, what the fuck? I did. I was just like, oh, okay, cool, yeah. Like, you know, when I was talking to Sheik about it, that I thought about it. Sheik does that a lot. Where, oh, fuck, I knew this thing was coming down at some point, man.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, no. It's been
revealed.
No.
There goes the Del Taco.
Del Taco.
He wasn't at Del Taco?
I was to say, yeah, you're not at Del Taco right now.
Oh my god, this is more confusing than that time we interviewed Jody himself and he wasn't at the Tokyo Dome. Right, what was
his background was the Tokyo Dome.
No, remember it was originally the Tokyo Dome, and then during the interview, it switched to like some video game called Putt Putt Saves the Zoo.
Yeah,
and he's like, "I'm at Putt Putt Saves the Zoo now." And see, if I had the cool technology like that, you know where I would want my background to be? Roku City.
That's so stupid.
Like, could you imagine just in the background Roku City? Oh shit.
That's so stupid.
Why? It's funny as hell. I love that. So what's new with you, Victor?
I'm still watching the Rumble.
Don't give me any fucking spoilers.
Oh, okay, then I won't spoil the women's.
Okay, wait, why did it sound like you were about to say, yeah, then I won't spoil the winner of the blah blah blah, which was
I was going to, but
stop doing that.
No, I won't do it. It's right now it's Lashley against Lesnar.
That's cool.
But I don't know. I really don't care about the other matches. I just want to see the Rumble matches. You know what also is tonight too is you know what's tonight is Pride Style.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it was on Twitch. And they're doing a death match.
Okay. You don't want to be on here. Okay. Everything's good now. Oh, look, he's back.
Yeah, he's back at Del Taco.
And they gave him a platter and everything. Look at that.
Yeah.
He's back at Del Taco.
We
tried to get the Ugly guys into Del Taco. It was we're at the Airbnb that Slash got for Vegas for Devil's Night. And it was me, David, and Ref Gil and Slash. And I was like, I'm hungry. I was like, we're all hungry, so let's figure out what's open and let's go get something to eat. And I threw out the idea of Del Taco. And it was down the street. We looked it up, just down the street. We went to go get it. I don't think Ref Gil was a fan of it, if I'm correct. I think Slash said it was okay. But me and David,
Gil was like, this shit sucks.
But me and David, we love Del Taco. It's just our thing. Like we were at a show, a wrestling show for Virgil Flynn III Productions.
Oh, in Sacramento.
In Sacramento. Yeah, David was filming, and I was doing. Table. I got a merch table, and I was collecting the ring gear and stuff like that. So, but after the show was done, we left like right when the show was done, and it was still like 10 o'clock or whatever, and we were like, let's go to Del Taco. Looked at the nearest one, went to Del Taco, got our food, and it was the best thing that I could ever think of.
We have shitty taste.
Del Taco is the best.
Oh, I love Del Taco.
No, it started when we were doing music. So, touring band, there's, you don't got a lot of money at the time. And Del Taco was doing like 39-cent tacos, 39-cent burritos. And I was like, oh shit, this is amazing. I can afford this. So, we're in LA or we're in Southern California.
We're in fucking Hesperia / Victorville.
Yeah, we're in Hesperia, Victorville. And, we eat Del Taco. And, oh no, it started when we were recording
our first EP.
Our first EP, yeah, our demo. We're like I said, we're in Hesperia, and Del Taco was the go-to thing to eat. And
we were fucking broke.
Because we were broke, we had no money. But Del Taco is the shit. And now that I'm eating plant-based, I'm gonna try some of their plant-based items. So I can't wait for that. Hopefully they're good. I know I'm kind of weird with plant-based items. I kind of have a weird taste with it, but gotta do what I gotta do, and yeah, it should be good. But I usually get like 3 things there. I'm kind of like, I get a lot. I usually get like a chicken roller, I get a taco, And then I get some carne asada fries, which are terrible, but they're so good that I like them. It's just like not like the fries you put in the oven, and it's kind of it's bad, but it's good. and they have Powerade, which is my favorite drink, and they have the blue one, and it's the best. Del Taco is the shit.
Sponsor us.
I used to go there a lot. Fucking when they'd have the three tacos for $1, like on Tuesdays, Taco Tuesday at Del Taco.
Ooh.
And I would go with my wife. Got sick of it. It was probably our first year together, and like we lived in this like little spot. And I remember there were multiple occasions where I would, because I was broke as fuck too. Like I used to like always trade in my video games to GameStop to like get money for like gas and food. And I remember like I'd trade in some games and then like go for the Del Taco and then get like fucking 30 tacos and like a couple like 40s or some shit. And then I'd just smash that shit. Like I would just wreck those. I'd be like 6 tacos in by the time I get home, and there's just wrappers all over my fucking truck. Like, it's so fucking good. Del Infierno sauce, bro. Like,
yes.
Fuck Taco Bell fire sauce. Like, give me the fucking Del Infierno. If it doesn't have Infierno written on it, I don't want that shit.
That is probably the best sauce that I could ever think of. And yes, it shits on Taco Bell sauce for sure. And give me that sauce any time of the day, and I'll put it on whatever. That sauce is the shit.
Did you notice though, in the last couple of years, the prices kind of went up and the fucking tacos got a little bit smaller? Did you notice that?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I don't doubt it. I haven't noticed it, but I know the prices have gone up because they're not doing 39-cent tacos anymore.
I know.
So I wish they would still do the 39-cent, because then I'd get everything on the 39-cent menu and eat off there. But man, like I said, I'm getting the chicken roll, or I'm getting some sort of taco, and then I'm getting the carne asada fries. And the carne asada fries seem kind of new, so I don't know.
I love me some carne asada fries, man. Like if you like that kind of shit, you're not eating. You said you're not eating meat right now, but I don't know if they have an alternative option. But there's a place called El Gruense over in like Redwood, like all in that side of they're like fucking 20 of them, like in Redwood City, and I think going all the way down to San Ho. And like if you're ever in that area, man, their fries are fucking off the hook. Like that is.
The carne asada fries at La Vix they're pretty good. So if you're in downtown San Jose and you're looking for some carne asada fries, go to La Vix, and it's the shit. But you know what I would do? Instead of getting carne asada, I would get pastor. So get pastor fries. That was like the shit. That was the shit.
Every time Ugwa happens, I'm there right before. I always gotta go get the fucking La Vix with the sauce and shit. Like that is like.
Well, that's what we're known for, our orange sauce.
Oh, the orange sauce is the best.
Do you know what's in it?
No, I heard soda. I could be wrong. I heard orange soda's in it.
Oh, I heard there's like a splash of orange soda in it.
I'm not correct, but I did hear that orange soda is in it.
That's what I've always heard. It's one of the secret, like it's just like a standard like sour cream and like chipotle sauce, but I think they add like a little bit of orange soda in it.
That sounds.
I feel like doesn't it sound like we're making this up? I've heard. I swear I've heard people say this before. I'm not lying on this. I've heard people go, yeah, there's some type of orange soda in it.
Damn. Yeah, my boy, he was like best friends with like the owner's son or some shit. Like back in the day, they were hella cool. He always went, and I was like, did you ever get the recipe? And he was like, fuck no. He was like, he wouldn't tell me that shit. He used to get there at like hella early in the morning to make that shit, and then fucking never figured out. But some orange soda, I mean, I might fuck around in the kitchen and try and duplicate that shit. You know, it's not like you know La Taqueria in San Francisco. Like, yeah, have you guys been there?
I don't think I've ever been there.
No, but I want to now.
Fire, bro. It's literally just called La Taqueria. It's on fucking Mission Street, and like the burritos are very small and insanely overpriced. Like they're like $11 for like these, you know, just basic, but like they do everything perfect. Like the rice, the beans, the fucking the meat. There's never like a piece of gristle or like any like, you know, hard pieces that are overcooked. It's always perfect. And then they have sauce that is all over the things. And like almost all of my friends, like every table just has like this sauce, and they constantly are replenishing it, you know, with new ones because so many people are coming in there. The line's always going around the corner. But like all of my friends at some point, I've seen them with the sauce in their fridge, and I'm like, you just took that shit, huh? And they're like, yeah, you're supposed to. I'm like, no, you're not, motherfucker. You're not supposed to steal it. You buy it. You can buy it probably. I guarantee you they'll sell it to you. But they're like, yeah, man, but it was like $10 for this little ass burrito. You know, I had to spend $20 to get full. Like, I'm like, well, I guess maybe that's why. Maybe it does justify stealing the sauce. I don't know.
Well, no, we have a friend, and when you know the seasoning, like the powder that they put at Red Robin that they put on the table and you can put on your fries.
Yeah.
So we're at a friend's house, and we open up the cabinet and we see the same seasoning in our friend's cabinet, and I was like, how'd you get that? And he's like, my dad takes it. And I was like, I don't think you're supposed to take that. And he's like, my dad took it, and now we have it, we put on our fries. And I was like, I guess. So I guess, I mean, yeah, you're not supposed to steal it, but I mean, I guess if you can get away with it, go ahead.
Dude, when I was like fucking like 9 years old, there was this place called London Fish and Chips in San Bruno on El Camino, and we used to go there like 2 times a week. And I remember like, because the fish and chips are just so fucking good, like they literally just make them perfect, dude. And we seen this dude with his 2 kids, and he stole the salt and pepper. Like, he legit, and he looked over at us when he did it, too. Like, he opened up his jacket. He had, like, an inside pocket in his jacket, and he grabbed the salt and the pepper and, like, stuck it in his pocket. And the weird thing about it was, like, it's not like a regular salt and pepper shaker. They use Corona bottles and fucking poke holes in the top of, like, the metal part. So it's like, why the fuck would you steal that when you could just go and do that yourself? Or he maybe was really in down bad.
I don't know. Some people just like stealing shit. Like, Victor,
yeah, I know.
You already know. You already know what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Victor, no. Not. I wasn't going to talk about that. I already know what you're talking about, but I remember this is probably like years ago. I remember Victor took these like glass beer glasses that have like the Sharks logo on it and like the Giants logo on it from like some bar somewhere, and I remember he stole those.
Yeah, so what happened was I'm at a bar with my mom and her friends, and we're all drinking and whatever, and I had my backpack in the car, and I was like, fuck, I really want these glasses. I was like, these glasses are sick, and there was like Sharks, they had Giants. So I went back to the car, brought my bag back into the bar, and and her friends were all done drinking with their glasses, and I was like, give me all these glasses. So I took 2 of the Giants ones and 2 of the Sharks ones, and I had those glasses forever, and now I don't have them anymore. I think they broke or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. And then there was one glass that was all orange, and it had the SF logo on it, and I'm so pissed I don't have that anymore. I'm so mad. I wish I still had that one. Man, I'm so upset.
It's there. I mean, it's there to take, you know, like it's all right. What's the other fate of that glass if you didn't take it? You know, like some drunk guy is going to drop it at the place, probably like 99%, or they're just going to retire it and say, it's got a chip in it now. It's done. You know? No,
but when we were on tour, you know, doing music, I would steal a lot. I would steal everything. Nothing crazy. Like I wasn't stealing like money or I wasn't a piece of shit like that, but I'd still like our van had a TV. So I stole a cable where you can plug your iPhone into the TV. And, that was from Walmart. I stole it. I mean, it's from Walmart. Like, who gives a shit about Walmart?
I remember this was like 10 years ago. Yeah, Victor, we were broke as fuck going on tour. Like, we did a good amount of tours around the United States. Like, I think we went through at least 37 different states. We didn't play every state, but like we've been across through all those states. And yeah, there was a point Victor was like stealing like, I think like little shampoo bottles and like, like little essential things just to stay clean because we didn't have the money. Like we only had enough to just keep, we literally lived off of, I think for our contract, we were supposed to get catered food all the time. But the thing is, in those contracts, it doesn't specify what kind of food. So like every fucking venue that we went to, they cop out and they get a bunch of Little Caesars pizzas. So like for like, I want to say like for I want to say it was like 3 to 5 weeks straight. We were literally just getting Little Caesars pizza every day.
And it's crazy to think too, because then it comes back to wrestling. Like, so you know what Prestige Wrestling is up in Oregon?
Yeah.
And like Washington and shit like that. So the promoter that books for Prestige, he used to book, William Quintana. He used to book our band when we were going on tour. And he booked us on some good tours.
Yeah, no. Good dude. Can't wait to see him not next month, March. Oh, that's gonna be so fun working for him.
Yes, West Coast Pro Savage Mode, and that's with Malachite Black. And then in Santa Cruz at the Vets Hall, the next day after West Coast, and that's with Shaza McKenzie, I believe. And
yes, I believe Charlie Haas is on that one.
Yeah, Charlie Haas, and then Malachite Black again.
Yep.
So that should be good. I can't wait to see William. It'd be a good time to see him. We haven't seen him since the tour days, and yeah, but the tour days are done. Kind of miss it, kind of don't. I really don't miss setting up a drum set every single night. That kind of sucked.
Yeah.
I hate loading in gear. I hate it, and especially if there's stairs. Fuck, I hate loading in stairs. It sucks because then you got to carry this. I had this big crate. It was a big drum crate, and I get to wheel it in. But it had all my kickstands and stands, and just had my snare in there, had my pedals in there, and loading that in every single night just sucked. And I can't imagine going on tour now. Like if we were still doing music, I can't imagine doing that anymore. I got to shower every day. That's the one thing. That's the main thing. I got to shower every day. So being on tour, there's no showers.
Yeah,
that was a shitty thing.
That shit's gotta suck, man. Like I can't imagine doing it. I used to do I never necessarily did a tour. I would just have shows lined up. I kind of would get booked maybe every week or so, and it was literally in 2 places. I'm either in the Bay Area or I'm up north near Sacramento, and that was I was kind of happy I never had to go around and do shit, because the worst thing is when you're touring and you don't feel like you're progressing. My boys would go up to Oregon, they go up to Washington, they go to Idaho, they would do all of this shit, and it would never affect their bottom line. They were just always dumping hella bread into this type of shit, And in hip hop, it's the scene is a lot less I feel like a lot of people are less into it on the underground level, or at least during that time they were a lot less into it than the hardcore scene or the metal scene, because it's you see a badass fucking band, you're gonna want to get their shirt, you're gonna want to get their fucking cassettes or whatever they have out, whatever merch to support them, you're gonna want to see them, whereas hip hop, it's people look at you and just judge you instantly. When you take stage, they don't even listen to you sometimes. I've been the cigarette guy, where everyone goes out to smoke a cigarette before my set even starts, right when I get up there, and then they catch the last song as they're coming back in, and they're oh shit, maybe I should have listened to this dude. It was just fucking, it's hard to market yourself too,
Yeah, because depending on where we played, some people didn't fuck with us, some people did. It just depended on where we played. We played the Central Valley a lot. We played Ceres, and it was just funny because Modesto, which is funny because a lot of death metal guys, they ran the venue in Ceres, and they were cool with us. They loved all the hardcore shows and everything. And I saw some of their shows too. I went there once, got drunk, and passed out in the back, and that was a good time. But no, we played Ceres a lot, and in Stockton, and the Valley really fucked with us a lot, to the point where the people out there at the shows, they're they're oh, you guys should move out here and be a band out here. And I was like, that'd be cool. I was like, but we're from San Jose, and we're gonna stay in San Jose. But yeah, just towards the end of it, when it was coming to an end, I just wasn't having fun with it anymore. And I remember they booked a show without me. Without me knowing. And I was at work, and I'm on Facebook, and I see the event page on Facebook, and I was like, what the hell is this? And it's good with good bands. That was the shitty thing. It was with Terror and Hoods and shit like that. And I was like, fuck. I was like, this sounds cool. I was like, but I already got plans. And I was like, I'm not trying to ditch my friends at the time to bail on them when I already told them I'm going to go hang out with them that day. It was a Christmas friend party. And yeah, it just wasn't fun for me anymore. So when I saw the event, I was pissed. called my guitarist up at the time and like fucking yelled at her, and I was like, this shit isn't fun for me anymore. And I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, booking a show without me even fucking knowing. And I was just pissed, and I just wasn't having fun anymore. But at the same time, I wasn't listening to hardcore anymore. I was listening to other music. So I got more into rap and all this other shit. And yeah, it just wasn't fun. But like I said, sometimes I miss it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll still air drum to songs, and I'm like, fuck, man, I really miss it sometimes. But like I said, sometimes I don't. I'm happy that we got into wrestling. That's like, if I didn't get into wrestling, I don't know what I'd be doing right now. Like, if I wasn't doing interviews, I honestly just do not know what I'd be doing.
You'd be fatter.
As I'm rubbing my stomach. I really am. It got warm, so I'm rubbing it. Oh, no, but yeah, if I wasn't doing interviews, I wouldn't know what I'd be doing right now. Like, and I love doing the interviews. Like, we have, like I said, we have Cal Jack coming up. We have Joel Bateman. And in February, we're going to get some more in-person interviews going on. That's why I bought the interface and the microphones. But yeah, like I said, I don't know what else I'd be doing. So thankfully, wrestling was there when I needed it to be.
Yeah, dude. I feel you. Like this kind of platform is like it's so fun to like be able to talk to people, pick people's brains. Like, when I was doing music, it's funny because like I look back at like the people I used to tour with, or not tour with, but I used to do shows with and shit. And like, I'm like, what are they doing now? And like, I take a look, and like, they're still doing shows, they're still doing shit. And I'm not gonna name any names, but I seen one dude that I used to like literally like fuck with him tough. Like, we used to do sets together and shit. And I seen him sitting in a room, pouring lean in a cup with like some youngster rappers. And like, he's like, I got some new shit coming out. And I'm just like, like, come on, man. Like, we're almost 30 now. Like, we're getting older. Like, like we gotta fucking figure something out like that is beneficial for us. Like, I think I maybe contribute this to being one of the reasons too why I really fell off with the scene. But cocaine stopped making me feel good. Because I when I was 21, I experimented a little bit, and that was kind of like how I met a lot of the people I did music with too. Like, because I would like find, like a party or some shit, and then like start talking to people and shit, because that shit makes you talk like crazy. And I'd be like, oh yeah, you're doing a show here, da da da. And then next thing you know, I'm like in this scene, like in Chico, it was in the college town. And then fucking, I don't know, like 3 months after experimenting with that shit, it just started giving me a panic attack every time. And then I was like, well, I'm not just going to hang out to hang out anymore. If I'm going to hang out, we're going to be recording or doing something, because I'm not going to do that. Like, that's not my reason to come around or hang out with people. And like, it's just like, fuck. Like, at some point you have to realize, like, what do you want to do? Like, get your priorities right. And like, I know a lot of the people I used to do music with are just getting fucked up and still trying to figure out what they want to do, or thinking like, oh, I'm going to get this crazy fucking deal and get $1 million and like, for all my, hard work doing this music, like, who knows? It could happen. Oliver Tree, dude. I don't know if you guys heard of Oliver Tree, but like,
yeah, of course.
Yeah. Everyone thought he was crazy. Like, I knew people that knew him before he even, like, he used to just be called Tree. And I knew people in Santa Cruz that used to like talk about him, and the only thing people told me about him was like, oh dude, that guy's hella weird. He used to do hella ecstasy, and he would just like be alone all the time, and he'd like, just be like taking hella mushrooms and walking through the woods and shit. And like, he'd drop music. His music was cool, but he was like, just a really out there kind of loner type dude, or like crashing on people's couches and just getting high kind of guy. And he got famous. He fucking, cause someone found him and marketed him. So, maybe I shouldn't be knocking these guys for like just getting fucked up still and doing shit. But it's like, I know that's what I don't want to do. And I'm grateful. I'm like, I can just talk to people now and just let them do the show. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, because I felt stuck almost doing music. Like, we should have been. No, I'm not saying we were like making the best music in the world, or like, but we were putting in the work. Yeah. Like in compared to other bands, like people would come up to us and they're like, damn, you sound exactly like how you do on your CD and you do live. To our other bands are like, oh, you don't sound exactly how you do on your CD, and it sounds kind of weird and kind of, ruins the show. But to us, we were putting in the work. That was the main thing for us. And just, we were still opening shows and going out to like Sacramento and not getting gas money at least. Like we were taking those, and then, they say it now in wrestling, don't take those $20 bookings. I wish someone would have told us that in music, because I would have been like, yeah, we shouldn't be taking those $20 bookings. Because like we went down to Vegas and got paid nothing. And I'm like, you guys can't even spare us gas money. Then to find out the vocalist at the time, it wasn't David, but it was a different band. But to find out he didn't even ask for gas money or anything. And I'm like, you fucking idiot. I'm like, you're stupid.
No, the fucking, I don't think you remember. We did get paid that. Okay. So I know we did. Okay. So I don't think you remember this. The person who was running that venue, he got in the van with us, went to the nearest 7-Eleven gas station, pulled out a shit ton of money out of his pocket. Then he put in his card, gassed up our car for only $10, and then took it out. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to head back. He gave us $10.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. He's right. Yeah, but just, like I said, we felt stuck. And, we did tours with Lionheart and CDC and all these great hardcore bands, but just, we weren't moving. We weren't progressing. We weren't moving in the direction that we should have been. And it sucked. It just sucked to felt stuck. And I'm happy I got out of it when I did, just because even then I can't even see myself friends with the people that I was doing music with. And just, yeah, I don't know. The hardcore scene is like, it's like, at the time, I don't know if it's like this now. Hopefully it's different. But at the time it was like, well, my band did this stuff and we're better than you, and we're playing with, and we know these people, and we're in the business with these people. I'm just like, I don't care who you're friends with. I'm just trying to play music and, progress. And just felt like we weren't doing that, and just, yeah, it sucked. But I don't know. It's just, I'm glad I got out of it when I did. I'm glad David got out of it when he did too. He got out before I did, which is good.
Like yeah, so to back on that story, yeah, I eventually felt like we did what we wanted to do, and I wasn't interested in playing music anymore. Like I trust me, I mean, I'm not trying to fucking toot my own horn, but I'm a really good musician. Like I know how to play, I want to say I at least know 6 instruments. I can play 6 different instruments, no problem. But the thing is, it just wasn't my interest. It was more becoming just like a hobby thing, and I didn't want it to be like doing performances. I fell in love with like filming. Filming became a thing. Like when I had free time, I would just go on YouTube and look up like a lot of filming people. And one of the ones I looked up back in early 2015 was Casey Neistat, and he was one of the first people who did like the so-called like video blogging, or vlogs as most people call them. And I just remember like most people, like a vlog was like you use your phone and you film your life. This guy was like pulling out with these cameras and like doing time lapses, making like actual stories, montages. Like that was unheard of. Like you don't do that with vlogs. Like you just film what's going there, like in your life, like right then and there. Like not all these montages and time lapses and different sky, like all these things going on. Like he made stories with his like actual life, and it was really cool. Like I fell in love with that. And then eventually it got to the point where we started going to wrestling shows, and I didn't even have that camera. I legit was using my iPhone, and I was filming Ugwa. I was filming like other stuff like that. I think I was specifically doing just Ugwa for a while. And then eventually, once I got to my big camera, I was moving out towards like West Coast Pro, East Bay Pro, Petaluma. We did some, I started working with the Super Beast at the Super Beast training compound. We did that for a couple months last year. But yeah, I love what I do. I love making highlights. Like I'm glad that you've been able to use the highlights that I've put on for the Markout Media stuff. There's a lot of footage I wish I still had from that. Like, because there was one we had with I did one with like Jungle Boy versus Dave Dutra. That was really cool. I did one where it was like a four-way dance. It had like I don't know who else was in it, but I know for sure the main person I remember being in that four-way was Will Hobbs, and that was really cool. I did some stuff with like Sabu, like
like Lee
Moriarty.
The GCW event, Last Resort.
Oh yeah, I did one show with GCW. That was really fun. But to me, like, there's a bunch of photographers, and this isn't a knock at them. I think a lot of the photographers we have, Rocha Multimedia, the Huckabees, Matt's Too Cool, Mark Johnston, like those are like top tier, like photographers. But I started realizing there's not a lot of like videographers. Like a picture can only tell you so much. Like it's great, it's cool that people have pictures for their promos and everything, but a lot of people can't always make it out to these shows or don't even get to hear about them sometimes because they're not recorded by anything. So I was like, you know what, let me film all these matches. I can just throw them onto my computer. And I was trying to think of like, how am I going to do these highlights? Like, how long do I do it for? And then I was on Instagram, and the first one I ever tried to do, they're like, oh, it's too long. It needs to be under 1 minute. And I'm like, okay, fine. From here on out, no matter if it's Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, I'm just going to make them always less than a minute because that's all you need. Like, you know, one move, hit, and then the next move, and like no breath in between them. Like legit, just like this move, this move, this move, because it gets people to go, wow, this is like action packed. This doesn't feel slow. This is like I got to see the whole match. Like this will make someone go, wow, I've always heard that he was good, but I didn't get to see if he was good. You know, maybe next time I'll go see him at this show. Maybe I'll go see them at this show. Maybe I'll go see her at this show. Like that's what my main purpose was, to get people to go, okay, I've never seen this person. Maybe I should go check them out. They do shows in my area. I'll go out there and go see them. So that was always my main purpose. And I'm glad it's got to the point where I've you know, it's built my confidence to get into professional wrestling. So I'm definitely happy with the training that I'm doing so far, but that's not going to stop me from filming at all. I'll always do this.
Yeah, the clips are fucking fantastic too, man. Like
Thank
straight
you.
up,
Thank you.
I remember like right when I left that UGWA show, I was like, I'm following all these wrestlers. I'm looking at who has the videos of these people. Every time I'd see like a wrestler retweeting some shit, I think that's how I found you, because they retweeted like, or no, not retweeted, but like reposted on their Instagram story, like, you know, a clip. And then I was like, oh shit, this dude has all the clips. And I was just going through it like, holy shit, like this is all the best parts from last night. Because I tried to catch a couple moments and like I'm all the way in the corner and shit, and you can kind of see, but like then someone's head gets in the way. And like one thing that tripped me out, man, what are you doing behind the camera when the light tubes come flying and shit? Like,
okay, I'll actually show you. I'll show you. So what I do is, because I've been able to work with a lot of the UGWA crew, and they have like actual like extensive backgrounds in filming and going to school for filming. Like a big shout out to, you know, George, Jose, and especially their head camera guy and editor, Henry Slasher. Like he's fucking a good dude. And like what I've learned is when you're like have the camera out, and like I keep it out specifically like this. So when I'm filming, and when it gets to like a certain point, like when I realize the tubes are coming, the first thing I do is I remember exactly where they are, and I keep this here while I turn this way. Like I turn to the left so no one can see, so I can't see anything. So when it happens, I still capture it without, you know, watching my eyes or anything. I don't gotta wear no goggles, no shit like that, no hazmat suit or whatever the fuck. But like that's just how I do a lot of those things, because it keeps me safer. Like the last thing we want is our eyes to be not visible. Now we have no clue how to watch our camera.
Oh yeah, especially during COVID too, man. You don't want to start rubbing your eyes in a public place and shit. Like that's
also because what those light tubes have mercury in it, and those are dangerous.
I know. Fuck all the shit everyone's breathing in. Like fuck, it's just it's such a crazy spectacle, and it's got to be a trip being right by the action too. Like, has there been any shit that happened? What's the craziest shit you think that you like been right next to as it's unfolding?
I would probably say it was actually recently. This is the most recent one I can remember. It was at the Ritz. It was Tony Vargas versus BBP, and they legit swung those light tubes at each other. Well, it was like towards me. They swung them like baseball bats. Like the second they hit one, it cracked, and like the other part of it just flew my way.
Yeah.
Even me trying to film it just for Instagram stories, because I don't know how to film like these guys do. I'm just taking Instagram stories. But I was like, okay, they're gonna swing the light tubes, and it was the bundle of light tubes. It wasn't just the single ones. It was the bundle, and you see me with my phone like this, and the way if you see the video, I'm filming like this, and then I quickly go like this. Yeah. I was like, fuck. I was like, shit. I was like, they're coming my way. But then it's funny because in the video that I have, you can see Henry, their head camera guy, just right there, just with his camera, just right there.
Oh yeah, and he doesn't move for shit.
Yeah, you see a piece of light tube. Just here's the camera. You see a piece of light tube just go like that right to his camera. And I'm like, fuck. I was like, this guy knows what he's doing. This guy's dedicated. I was like, that's crazy.
He is not willing to budge for anything. Like I think even there was one time a year ago, a piece of light tube actually hit his camera lens and broke it. But he's really quick to just go and, you know, loosen that one off and go put an extra one on and just put it on and get back into work. Like he's quick to what he does. So he's taught us very well. And I definitely thank him as well as like even Slash for helping out with my filming career in professional wrestling. And even again, my professional wrestling training. Like Slash was the one who suggested me to go to West Coast Pro Training Academy with Vinny Massaro and Levi Shapiro. So it's been really good, and a lot of the not even just the beginners with me, but a lot of the semi-pros that come in and help us out. Like honestly, they've built my confidence up so much. People like D Rogue, Surza, who else have we had? Matt Freeman, Dave Wasted, Titus Alexander, I believe I've already said. Yeah, they've all helped us out like so much, and they really, you could tell people, the wrestlers that are part of this Northern California Bay Area scene really care about the future of the Northern California professional wrestling scene, even though they're all young, but they care about who's next, like what's the next big thing. So definitely a big shout out to them and what they've been able to accomplish at the West Coast Training Academy.
Yeah, it's everybody I've ever talked to, like out of the West Coast, like all the wrestlers and shit, they always talk about like what's right for the business. And I think it really goes to show something. Like I haven't heard anybody come on here with like hella ego or anything, or like be like marking out for themselves, you know what I mean? Like I have yet to see that, like a wrestler do that on here from the West Coast.
No, and it's crazy. Like I said, I love what I do too, even though it's not like, you know, I'm still, I mean, obviously we're all going to still be fans at the end of the day, but, you know, like I said, I love getting those interviews. I love, you know, talking, you know, just chopping it up with the wrestler and getting to know their story. And, you know, just, I started watching a lot of interviews with rappers. That's where it started. Yeah. And I watched a lot of No Jumper and Nardwar and shit like that. And then I got into, you know, people interviewing wrestlers, but I started off watching, you know, like I said, Nardwar and No Jumper specifically, and Nardwar just himself, just his information that he's able to get is insane. Yeah. And I'm just like, fuck, this guy knows what he's doing. And I wanted to be that. And then just it's insane, but no, I love what I do, you know. Then that's why I got the, you know, the microphones and the interface, the new one, because I want to start doing in-person interviews now that, you know, people want to do them. So we'll see how that goes. Our first in-person interview was Slash. We went to his house really late at night on a Monday. And midnight. Yeah, it was like midnight. And he was like, we knocked on his door, or we texted him that we were there. And he was like, you guys are here? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, oh, I thought it was going to be over Zoom. And I was like, no, we're here in person. And he's like, okay, let's do it. So it was like our sixth time having him. So, but we can have that guy all the time. So it's not a problem.
Yeah, I had a blast talking to him, man. He's super sick. Like, he's a really humble dude for like what he does. And like the love that he puts into the show is just fucking phenomenal. Like, that is someone that like he said, I micromanage everything that happens, but I give people freedom. And I'm like, you see it happen with how everything pans out so well with every fucking show that they do. Like, you could tell every moment is like, and I don't mean like the matches, I mean like the story, the way the story is presented. Everything just happens like seamlessly, and it builds, and it's set up to where anybody going at any point can get involved in the story. And then will want to come back to see what happens next. And like that, for me, is what a good wrestling show is, you know?
He said he puts on a good wrestling show. He really does. And like, even, you know, even like at West Coast and Hood Slam and shit like that, like specifically West Coast. Yeah, I love the way they book. And Scott, I've been able to talk to him. He was one of my few IG live interviews, and I talked to him for about a good hour and just getting to know him. And then even got down to the point where I was watching the show end, you know, I'm seeing the camera guys, they're rolling up their cables, and I see the, you know, the ring crew, they're tearing down the ring, and people are putting away chairs. And I noticed, I was like, no one's really picking up trash. And I was all like, fuck it. I was like, I'm used to being a janitor. And I was like, fuck it, I'll pick up the trash. I was like, I don't see anyone else doing it. So, you know, now that the show's end, like I let him know. I was like, hey, I just picked up some of the trash and I put away some of the chairs. So, like I said, he even goes back to me saying that, you know, I like to give back, you know, and that's a little me giving back right there, you know, just participating in some sort of way.
Yeah, Doc Atrocity said that. That's one of the most important things someone needs to do for the business is you gotta do your part, no matter how small it is. Handing out flyers, any type of shit like that, anything that could put somebody on, or, you know, anything that is for the good of the show is awesome to be able to contribute, you know. And fuck the people leaving their trash on the ground, though. Come on, don't leave no fucking trash on the ground.
I know, like a fucking movie theater or some shit.
No, oh my god, no. We went to go see, was it Full Gear? Right, we went to go see Full Gear at the movie theater.
Oh yeah, we did. So a lot of people don't know this, but
wrestling fans are disgusting. No,
okay.
No, because at the end of the pay-per-view, I see popcorn on the ground, like a full bucket, like a popcorn on the ground, like all over the place. I see soda on the ground. I see wrappers on the ground, and I'm like, Jesus Christ! I feel bad for the person who has to clean up after this. And it's like, you know who's in there. You know it's wrestling fans. So it's like someone who doesn't know wrestling is going to go into that movie theater and be like, oh, fuck, these wrestling fans just left a mess. Who's going to want to have these guys again? But yeah, that was just shitty. Thankfully, West Coast, people don't leave too much behind. But I notice who's in which seat every time. And I'm like, fuck, that person left trash again. I was like, I know who you are. I'm like, stop leaving trash. I'm like, there's trash cans right there for a reason. I'm like, fuck. I was like, they're not like separating recycles and shit like that. I'm like, it's all just one trash going into one bin. Just throw away your trash. But again, I don't mind doing it. I don't mind picking up trash. So, like I said, I'm used to it being a janitor and shit like that. So, yeah, I really don't mind. And it helps out West Coast, helps out, you know, just a little bit of everything. So, yeah, I really don't mind.
Yeah, man. Well, fuck, you know, shame on West Coast Pro then for not recycling though, because that shit. I just got into recycling, so I'm gonna cut him some slack on that one because I just got into recycling. I'm living with my dad at the moment, and he recycles. But when I was living at my grandma's house, everything just went into one bin, and that's what I was used to. So I was like, "Fuck everything, just go into one bin." But now that I'm at my dad's, he likes to recycle, and I'm like, "Fuck, I'm trying to get used to it." So
shit, like, I'm composting now.
When I'm done with this bottle, I gotta walk outside, crush it up, and then throw it in the right bin because there's two different bins that we recycle with, cans and bottles. So trying to get used to it. But like I said, I don't mind picking up trash. So it's like I said, it's not that bad. Like one show Slash put flyers for the next Ugwa show on everyone's seat. So we're going around putting flyers on everyone's seat. And at the end of the show, you know, you see a bunch of Ugwa flyers on the ground. And, you know, I thought about saving the Ugwa flyers and getting them back to Slash, but I didn't think about it at the time. And he's like, oh, fuck, you should have saved them and gave them back to me. And I was like, I already threw them away. And he's like, it's fine. But yeah, like I said, I don't mind doing it. It's not that bad.
Yeah, man. I fucking just finished recycling like 20 bags of fucking cans and fucking bottles, and we've been keeping that shit in the backyard. I thought it was getting handled, but apparently it wasn't. So like there were literally like 20 bags on the side of the house that I never look at in the backyard. So I was like, fuck, because I'm moving, so I had to handle this shit. So I was like separating everything in like two things, and like I thought I was on top of my shit, and I went to the place and the dudes were mad at me because I didn't separate the different types of glass bottles. And I was like, oh, how the fuck was I supposed to know that the green, it gets separated from the clear, separated from the brown, and then they're looking at me like I'm some asshole, and I'm like, man. And then the plastic, like, you know when you get the big jugs and then the little jugs, like, I didn't know those have to be in different ones, the ones that aren't see-through, and I was just like, fuck, there's literally next level. I thought I took it to the next level by just separating it, and then these motherfuckers got a whole system of theirs, which is even more efficient, and I didn't get a lot of money. I remember there being a lot of money in that shit when I was a kid. I don't know if the prices went down or it's inflation or what the fuck, but I got like $70 for like fucking 20 like garbage size bags. Maybe I'm going to the wrong place too.
Yeah, it probably just depends on the place you go, and I'm sure prices have changed since, because our grandpa used to recycle, and we take the cans in and everything like that. And I was doing it when I was living at my grandma's, like getting like $10 and shit like off of one bag. And yeah, I'm pretty sure times have changed now, but I don't know. Like I said, my dad recycles, so he takes it in, and I off of 2 bags we had like $18 and shit like that. So yeah, I don't know.
You ever smoke weed out of a can?
Once, and never again will I do it again.
I used to do it all the time.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. At the time I didn't have anything, but I had weed and I had a lighter. Yeah. So I was like, fuck. I was like, what can I use? So what I would do actually is I'd leave a little bit of water in here, cut a hole, take the cap off, put some tin foil, poke little holes, put the weed in there, light in. Like that.
Bong.
Yeah, damn. Pretty much. And it wasn't that bad. It'd get me high, but never again will I do any of that stuff. But as smoking went on for me, I got, really technical with it. I was like, fuck, I can't really smoke weed where I'm at. So I was like, I'm just going to take a couple dabs and go from there. So now it was becoming like a ritual. I'd play my music and, load up a dab and, get the nail ready, good to go. And, card cap and everything, and had the little balls in it too, so it could move the wax around. And I was getting all technical with it, but like I said, I'm not doing that at the moment, and it's been pretty good. Being sober is kind of cool, but yeah, just thankfully I'm not spending money on, because I wouldn't have any at all. But
now you're spending it on crazy. Food.
I miss dabbing sometimes though. Yeah, now I'm just eating a bunch of food. But no, I miss smoking sometimes. Like at the end of every West Coast show, we all go in the back and everyone's smoking. You see Juicy back there, he's rolling up a joint, or you see Slash, he's rolling up a blunt, and you see everyone smoking back there. So I'm like and David's one of the few people that don't smoke too. So we're just back there just having a good time. But yeah, you see everyone smoking back there, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't smoke at a wrestling event, I think, or before. I can drink a little bit. I usually now I don't drink anymore, but I almost had a heart attack when Journey Fatu came out fucking at the last show, just because he came out with so much energy, screaming and shit. I thought I was gonna fucking die. My neck started just like da, 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 and I was like, oh my god. I had like 1 beer or some shit. I wasn't even, I was just like, am I gonna fucking just pass out right here? This guy's like just got me all riled up. It lasted like 2 matches, and then I settled into everything. But yeah, dude, that was fucking nuts. Like,
I used to have my stizzy at the UGWA shows. I used to have my stizzy, so I'd smoke my stizzy, and then I was standing right by the ring, so you just see a cloud of smoke just right there, almost in the wrestlers' faces. And I felt bad because, like, fuck, I should be blowing it like this way, but I'd forget sometimes, and I'd blow it just straight that way. And I was talking to Jose, one of the camera guys, and he's like, yeah, I remember when you used to smoke just standing right there. He's like, because we used to stand in the same spot every time for UGWA, right in the corner, but right in the front. And Jose was all like, yeah, he's like, I remember you were like our personal like smoke machine, just didn't even need the fog machine, just a couple of hits off your pen and just right there. Damn, good times, man, good times. Man,
the smoke machine they have now scares the shit out of me too.
It's a little too much. I'll admit, it's a little too much.
On overdrive, sorry.
I get claustrophobic. I run outside and shit to smoke a cigarette or something. Like I'll be standing there and I'm just like, is there air in here? Like I remember I was tripping one time because I had like acid reflux. When I have acid reflux, it gives me a panic attack sometimes. And then like the smoke machine was on full blast. I was like, we're fucking all gonna like just die of carbon monoxide poison. I don't know. You can breathe in that smoke. I don't even know what the fuck.
I wouldn't. It's probably bad for you. I would assume so.
Yeah. No, it's not. I mean, it's somewhat safe, but if you put too much in your body, it could make you sick.
Yeah. I knew there was something up with that smoke. My fear was in the right place. Well, I guess it wasn't all in the room, but it was like on that half. I remember I was like, holy shit. Fuck, man. But yeah.
I'm still watching this Rumble. I want to throw that out there. Now they're on the men's Rumble.
That's cool. I'll definitely be behind, but I'm not. I mean, again, this is probably my first WWE like pay-per-view in a while. I don't watch anything that's WWE related. I think this past month I started getting back into NXT UK, so that's a lot of fun. I like British style wrestling. That's like one of my favorite styles of wrestling. A lot of the grappling and the technical wrestling. That's my shit.
Stop it.
Yeah, I like.
Look at the camera.
I like a lot of the shit coming out of Europe. Not necessarily Britain. I haven't gotten into it yet. Or like British wrestling. I need to peep that shit. I know there's some bad motherfucking legends that came out of there, and they have a deathmatch promotion, I guess, that's relatively new over there.
Yes, they do. I forgot what it's called, but I do remember watching some deathmatch tournament from the UK. I just don't remember what it's called.
I need to peep it. I gotta get on there. Fucking Zach Monday sent me like a list of just a whole bunch of promotions where the shit is awesome, and I'm like, thank Jesus Christ for Zach Monday, because I'd be I wouldn't know what a hoodfoot is.
I'm glad you know now.
Yeah, no, that dude is fucking a total trip. But yeah, like over there, the guy that he just wrestled fucking came from over there too. Big Daddy, fuck, what was his name?
Not really sure. Yeah, but if I was you, I mean, if you want to check out it, I mean, it's not really nothing deathmatch wrestling, but like Progress and Insane Championship Wrestling, those are all from the United Kingdom. Those are definitely worth watching and checking out. And I believe, I know on the Peacock you can find some British wrestling that's affiliated with WWE, so you might be able to check out some of those matches as well.
Yeah, I have this dog with me. I have this dog with me now.
I just wrote all that down. There's like, yeah, man, I gotta get, there's so much wrestling out there now. It's like, well, you know what's fucked up, man? I feel like this shit has always been there. It's just, it hasn't been as accessible as it is now. Like, I've heard a lot of people say back in the day they'd have to like go get DVDs or like buy shit. You usually have
tape
to buy
trading.
A lot. Yeah, tape trading. That's what it was back in the day. It was tape trading.
Yeah, tape trading.
Yeah, I mean, for me, personally, it's a lot easier nowadays. I feel like a lot of people are like lazier. Like when people go, oh, where do I watch New Japan? Oh, well, you just got to go on the New Japan World and sign up. It's only like $8 a month on average. And people are like, oh, I don't want to do that and blah, blah. I'm like, why? If it's not, you go on the internet anyways, might as well just go on there. And what's $8 a month really? Like it's worth it in the end. Like, I mean, I will admit, I mean, I love New Japan, but like to like full on watch all their shows, like it's kind of not worth it, because the majority of the shows, like you'll watch like 3 shows a week, and majority of the shows are like, oh, it's a 6-man tag. Oh, here's an 8-man tag now. Oh, here's a tag team match. Oh, here's an 8-man tag again. Here's another 8-man tag. It's like a lot of like tag team style matches, and it's just sometimes it gets a little too much. Like I like to watch my singles matches, but other than that, New Japan's fucking awesome, and it's worth the $8.
You should check out Freedoms if you haven't. It's Jun Kasai and Violento Jack and guys like that, and it's fun. You can check it out on. No, there's Big Japan.
It's Big Japan. Yeah, you're right. I'm not the deathmatch specialist, but I mean, yeah, they're good stuff.
Yeah. I like to feel like I'm not either, but it's my favorite style of wrestling. But check out Freedoms, check out Big Japan. I forgot what else is there, but yeah, check out all those ones for sure. They're on IWTV, thankfully.
So the thing about Freedoms, though, they show it on IWTV like a year later. Like I noticed they always put the older stuff. So like the only way to get it in the US is to like have a fucking VPN, and you got to do some other shit. I've been fortunate enough to get a hold of some freedoms and check some like the newer freedoms out, dude. What a fucking promotion. Like, they need to make that shit more accessible for people. Like, the fucking Blood Christmas has to be the coolest fucking concept for any pay-per-view that I've ever fucking, like, we're legit just gonna do a deathmatch event on Christmas and call it Blood Christmas. And they had a dude with like a fucking like barbed wire like crown like come out on Blood Christmas. Like, that was so sick, dude. Like, and Jun Kasai is like, that's another thing, dude. Have you heard about the documentary that they just did with him, or like last year it came out?
Yes, I don't know where to find it. I don't know how to find it, but I can't wait to watch it because Jun Kasai, besides Nick Gage, Jun Kasai is my favorite deathmatch wrestler. So I can't wait to find that one because I want to watch it so bad.
Yeah, you only can get it on this one website right now, and it costs like $59.98 after tax and shipping, because it's like $40 for the DVD and then an additional $19 for shipping from Japan. But it has English subtitles on it, so I think I'm gonna take the dive, and if I get a hold of it, I'll let you borrow it. You can check it out after. Like,
yes, please.
Yeah, because that's a pretty big paywall, man. But for Mr. Kasai, I definitely would I would go for it. I'm actually, it's funny because my wife caught me looking at it the other day, and we're in the middle of a move, so I can't spend money on shit. And I was looking, I just turned in all of that fucking recycling money or whatever too. So I told you I had like $70 like just sitting right there by me, and she saw me and she was like, "Are you buying some shit right now?" And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to see what it would be like if I got it shipped over here, but it's definitely gonna be in my possession by the end of this year. Like,
I know that exact feeling, how you feel. Like, here, I'll see if I can show you, but like, I'm really into old arcade games. Like 80s arcade games are some of my favorites, and we're literally in a move too. Like, we're supposed to be out of here. We'll be out of here by like March or April, but when I got the chance to in December, I want to see if I can get this real quick. In December, I bought this like miniature Miss Pac-Man arcade machine for like $260 for Black Friday, and she's like, you're really gonna get that right now? We're trying to save money for like for moving. And I was like, I know. I was like, let me get this and I'll be fine. I ain't gonna get anything else after this. I mean, I'll wait till we move. Once we're fully moved, then I'll think about getting another one. But like, legit was like, that was like the one thing I needed. I needed it because I love playing old arcade games, and the fact that I can just like, I can go over there, turn it on, and I just stand there and I just like, I'll play Miss Pac-Man for like a good 30 minutes, and then I'll play like Galaga for another 30, play some Dig Dug, Romper, Mappy, like Rally X. Like, these are all like, I love 80s arcade games. Like, people was like, oh, well, what about like these games? I was like, yeah, I think what was for me, I think I was stuck on like the PS2. That's as far as I went in like technology for video games. Which I got
an Xbox One.
I still have my PS2. I still got my PS2. You can catch me every week. I'll play Simpsons Road Rage. I'll play Simpsons Hit and Run. I'll play Tony Hawk's Underground. Like, those are my games. Like, all fucking day, I'll play those games. Like, I love old school games.
Oh, dude,
all I know is sports games like Madden and NHL 22, FIFA, and I'll play a little bit of Skate 3 here and there, which is my favorite game all time.
Yes,
and that's all I know.
Yeah, man, I totally feel you on Skate 3. I still boot that shit up in 2022. Whenever I used to get, when I first started smoking weed, I would go home just high as shit and like just free skate for like hours and just like meditate. Like, it was just weird. And fucking, I'll hook you up with some PS2 shit. I have a means to get most of the library on a console. They have a thing beautiful, where you can basically put a hard drive in your PlayStation and it has everything on it. So that's something I got really into last year. I hooked Sheik up with one, and Sheik thought it was pretty dope.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, no, yeah, like I have it's the PS2 Slim. That's what I love about it. It's like it's tiny. It's like easy just to like throw into like my entertainment system, and My girl's like way more vast when it comes to like stuff. She has like a Nintendo Switch and everything, but just because she knows I like old games, she's actually sometime this week we're supposed to go to her we're supposed to go to like her old her family's house, and I think in her garage she has like a GameCube still. So like I want to play some Smash Brothers Melee all day.
Yep. I fucking love Smash, man. They have this place in San Francisco. I don't know if they still do it, but the Folsom Street Foundry used to have like a e-game night, and it was one day a week, and they would have like the CRT monitors all lined up with GameCubes, and like you can competitively like play Smash in tournaments, and then they have like N64 Smash on a big projection screen, and then like they have like the Street Fighter guys all sitting. I can never beat those fucking guys. They all just kick my ass. But like they got their fight sticks, and like they have like pretty much it's just like a bar with like a free for all like tournament going on at all times, and like you can sign up and shit. Like that's something like I was never competitively good enough. I'm good enough to beat my friends, but not good enough to beat people online or in tournaments. So it's like a shitty place to be in, because like I either get my ass kicked or no one wants to play with me.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Like we have like obviously we have like Level Up and everything, but that's eventually gonna move over to the Campbell area. But downtown on Santa Clara, and I think it's like First or Second Street, we have a place called Mini Boss, which is a barcade. So you can go there, get your drinks, get your food. But they got old school arcade games, and like you can, like me and my girl will go there every now and then. I know recently because of the pandemic, or since it was like holidays, they made all of their games free play. So me and her are playing like the old beat 'em up games like Turtles in Times, The Simpsons, X-Men, like the big ass X-Men one, the one with like 6 players on it. We were playing like NBA Jam. We played fucking Miss Pac-Man, like Donkey Kong, all of those things, Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. And then like at the end of the night, we were like an hour at the end of the night just like playing every pinball machine. Like it was just so much fun. Dude, so definitely check that place out if you ever get a chance to. It's fucking dope.
Excuse me while I eat my burrito.
It's a big it's a definite date night if you ever get a chance to do something like that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I need to. I got a couple. So the arcade 1-up. It's funny you just did that, because I just did the same thing right before the move. I caught the NBA Jam one, and it was on sale, man. It was $300, $320.
No, that's a good sale. That's a good deal. People try to sell those things. People try to upsell those things like 500, 600, 700. Like people are insane. Like I'm so in deep into this arcade 1-up machines. Like I have like a group page that I follow on Facebook that has like 15,000 followers on it, and every day people will just like they'll post about the deals they got. People will be like, oh, is this a good deal? And then what I like doing is I like going on there and I show people the offer up and the place market stuff on Facebook of people like going like selling like these old first generation arcade machines, and they're just like, oh, this is limited edition, $800. And a lot of people are like, dude, those things sell at like big lots for like 300 right now. They're like, people are out of their minds with certain things. People will try their best to oversell something, and it's insane. Like I definitely, like when we move, I definitely want one more, and it's the I don't know if I want the newest version of it, but there's a Mortal Kombat Midway arcade 1-up. It has 12 different games on it. Like it has like 3 different Mortal Kombats. It has one of my favorite arcade games of all time, Rampage.
Yeah.
That's one I want. It has Paperboy on it. Like it has all these arcade games that I definitely want to get. So I'm just waiting for the right price. Like I don't think I'll go any more than 300 at the most. Like people still try to sell them. You know, they always go, oh, limited edition, I'm gonna sell for 600. It's not, to me, it's not worth $600. To me, I'd rather it be like at least 300, but if it's like 350, it needs to be built already, because if it's built already, it's easier on me, because building those things are a pain in the ass sometimes.
I don't know what he's talking about.
it's my arcade machine that I just bought.
Yeah, I know. I sent you the one of The Simpsons.
Yeah, I want that one, but I think they're selling. What did you say it was selling for? Like 450.
Oh,
I want to sell. He found one. Someone had it on clearance, but I'm not gonna buy that unless it's like three or less. Like I could care less about it because it only has 2 games. So like when you realistically think about it, it's almost like it's like 150 per game. That's what it's like in my eyes. So I don't want to pay 600 or 700 for one of those things.
Yeah, and like the Simpsons arcade game, it came out on like PlayStation 3, I believe. It was on the store for a short period of time. I did snag it, so I have a copy of that. And you could do that. You could even build one for probably cheaper than 600, like a full size, with like you buy a Raspberry Pi for like $70 and then just throw MAME on it and fucking you can put anything on there. You could even have a bunch of 4-player games, but like I feel you, like the art on the side of the machine is what gets me. Like sometimes I just sit there and look at my shit. I turn it on and just sit there in the attract mode and I'm just like, fuck yeah, that shit looks badass. Like I leave arcade.
I leave mine in demo, and I'll leave it on Miss Pac-Man all the time, and my cats will just start staring at it because they see these little dots going by and they're like, what is that? And they want to just stare at it because they're like, I don't know what this is, but I'll just keep staring at it. And it's the funniest shit ever. I love it. It's just, to me, it's aesthetically pleasing. And even my girl will get on there and she'll just start playing for hours. She'll just start playing like fucking Romper, and like she'll never stop playing on there. And it's honestly what I like about it too is if we do have people over and we'll get like a little bit of people, like of her friends or my friends, we'll sit here, we'll turn on the TV, play some music, and then some of my friends will get on there and start playing games too.
Yeah, man, that's like the thing. No one ever wants to play me on my machines. I got like, I'm always trying to like get people to play and shit, and they're like, nah. Like my best friend came over and I was like, let's play some fucking Mortal Kombat, because I got the original Mortal Kombat one that came out, and I fucking wish I wish that I waited, because the new one that's going to come out has online multiplayer on it, and I'm like, well, fuck, I could finally have people to play.
And 13 games now. 13 games.
Yeah, they added Ultimate and
insane.
The original Mortal Kombat 3 too, because the other one just had Ultimate.
Yep.
And I was like, fuck, like I wanted that. And then the thing that I like too about the new ones is that the screen is kind of like tilted a little bit, because like the old Mortal Kombat one, the screen is almost 90 degrees straight up, so you have to be sitting down, like otherwise it kind of looks weird. And then like the other ones that I have, I got the Marvel vs. Capcom and the NBA Jam, and after like playing those, I was just like, fuck. Like it's just built so well. Like I wish that I got the next generation of it,
Yeah, no, the one I was like thinking that I wanted, it's the what was it? It was the Capcom Legacy. It was like a purple one, and the main game on it is Street Fighter 2. So the design's very built off of like Street Fighter 2 with like a purple type of background, but it has like 12 games on it, like every type of different game on it.
Darkstalkers.
It's holy shit, fucking crazy. It even has the original like Street Fighter, which was not like the most popular Street Fighter, but like because Street Fighter 2 was the one that really set it off.
Yeah.
But it's so cool to see like the shit that I would definitely want that one. If I had a choice to have a third one, which I don't even have a second one, but the second one will definitely be the Midway Mortal Kombat one. I don't care if I get the online one or not, like, because I don't give a shit about trying to go online and play other people, because I don't know too many people who have those anyways, and I wouldn't care if I got online with people that I don't even fucking know. Like, doesn't mean anything to me. I just want to fucking play, and like they're fun. They're honestly fun. The one I would actually like. I don't know. I'll never get it because they're fucking pricey as fuck. I want the Star Wars pinball arcade one up. Yes. That shit is dope.
Dude.
It's fucking sick.
What I want to do is get one of those, and you can mod the input to where like a Nintendo Switch, or like you can put a PlayStation in there, and then fucking get Zen Pinball, and then just like download all the Midway machines. You could have like Escape from Mars and like all of that shit, and just have it all on one machine. Like, I fucking love pinball, dude. I could just play pinball for fucking hours, like if you give me time.
Same here. I love that shit. But yeah, I wanted it because not just the games itself, but the design looks really nice. Because on one side of the Star Wars arcade, it has like the original 3 movies like in a montage, and then on the other side it has like the last 3 ones that came out like all on there. It's so sick, like the way they like divided it in a way. I like that one. And then also like the Marvel one's really sick too. So if I didn't get the Star Wars one, I'd kill for the Marvel one because I just recently got into like the MCU like a month and a half ago, and I finally finished watching all the MCU timeline stuff with like the shows and everything. And that's not including like the Marvel like shows like that aren't a part of it, but that have been out, like Daredevil and fucking Jessica Jones, like all that shit. Like I haven't gotten into those yet, but a lot of the
Jessica Jones was it's great.
It's good. I'll check. I'll definitely check it out. But I've watched every single MCU timeline cinematic movie, so I'm pretty happy with it. And yeah, it was a long month and a half, but I completed it.
Yeah, I think I wish DC would fucking do their shit like Marvel did. Like Warner Brothers is fucking up with their IPs that they have because like
agreed.
You see how well planned out like, and it doesn't deviate too hard from the source material. Like I feel like that's the main thing. They don't disrespect the source material with these films, you know.
But I will say Peacemaker, that the show with John Cena is fucking great. I love it.
I haven't seen
it's worth it. It's like every week. I think there's like a new episode that just came out. It's like it's only at 5 episodes right now.
The intro alone makes the show great. That's how good the show is.
It's so fucking vulgar. So vulgar. You'll love it.
Oh, I gotta watch that show. Slasher show. I mean, I only watched the 3rd episode, so I gotta watch all this.
No, check it out. It's fucking cool. But like, yeah, no, because the last thing I watched besides that was the Hawkeye movie. Not movie, the show that was on Disney Plus. That was fucking one of my favorites. That was sick. Like, it was really cool, and I did not think I was gonna like it because I did not care that much about Hawkeye like at all, like throughout the cinematic universe until that show, and I'm like, okay, this is fucking cool.
Do you think they're gonna pull out the Submariner in these fucking universes? Like, he is like Namor the Submariner.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, honestly, they'll pretty much do anything at this point. Like, I think it's pretty cool. Like, there's always like little things that makes you feel like anything's possible in this universe right now. Like, it's definitely crazy.
Busting out Shang-Chi was like out of left field. It was
it was I had, but what was great about it was like it was I feel like it gave me kind of like low expectations because I only knew so much about Shang-Chi, so I was like, yeah, I'll check it out. And then like within like the first 30 minutes, I was like, okay, this is up there. This is probably like a top 5 for me. I was like, I could dig this. I was like, this is a fucking fun movie to watch. It's always funny because like I know like for me like for my characters that I've liked, I really liked Spider-Man, like the Steve Rogers, Captain America, Ant-Man for comedy purposes because I fucking love like comedy, like, and I think Ant-Man is fucking hilarious. So I definitely like that a lot, and especially like I'll tell people like I don't really care for Thor very much, but once you got him in like Ragnarok where he's more like humanized, that's when it's fucking Ragnarok is one of my favorites out of the cinematic universe. But I will say like out of all of them, I will say that Civil War is probably my favorite one. Like I like it more than Endgame. Like for some reason, like seeing all of like the like Marvel superheroes fighting each other instead of like fighting like an evil other, like it's really cool. Like that was cool for me personally, so that's why I will think that's like probably my favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah, when fucking Spider-Man came in, I was like, what? Like there are like moments in those movies where you're just like, oh shit. Like I remember when I saw the first Avengers, I saw it the day it came out at like Tamfran, and fucking I was like, the part where Captain America like looks at Hulk because he's like telling everybody what they're gonna do, and he goes, and Hulk smash. I like teared up a little bit because I was like, God, they're not shitting on the shit I love. Like they fucking and then they take shit like Guardians of the Galaxy. I really didn't know shit about Guardians of the Galaxy other than like Adam Warlock, and they haven't even pulled him out yet, and it's like when they do, it's gonna be fucking awesome. And that they did it great. They made the film great.
Yeah, no, it was like it's honestly I did not expect me to ever get into it because like I'm a big Disneyland person. Like me and my girl, we love Disneyland, but like they have like the Avengers campus, and before I ever watched those movies, I was like, I don't really care about the Avengers campus. I I've never taken the time to watch Marvel, but I was never a big movie person sometimes. So I'd be like, I'm not going to watch a movie. I don't want to sit down for an hour and a half, 2 hours, watch a movie. And then I just happened to have the time this past like month and a half. And I'm like, fuck it. Let's try this out. And like once I like watched, like I watched it through, chronologically through the releases, not through the timeline, but through the releases. And when I saw Iron Man, I was like, okay, this is fucking cool. And then it just started getting better and better. And just like, there's a couple where I'm like, okay, this movie's not as great. And then like, there's some like, I'm like, okay, this is fucking awesome. Like, but yeah, like it's a really cool thing. And now that I have more of an appreciation for Marvel, like going to the Avengers campus is going to be like so much different. Like being able to go on like web slingers and the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, which I will suggest. I was not fucking ready for that Guardians of the Galaxy ride because like I as someone who's like a big Disneyland person, the Hollywood Tower of Terror is very iconic to me. It's still to this day, like I don't care if it's not there anymore, but it's one of my favorite rides to ever go on.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be haunting. It lifts you up, like slowly lifts you up, and then it gets to a certain part, you feel the thing shake and it brings you down. For Guardians of the Galaxy, the second it starts, it doesn't lift you up, it fucking shoots you up. Like you feel it, like you feel like that shit smashes you all the way up to the top, and it brings you down the second you get to the top. So there's a point when I first rode it, the first time it shot me up and brought me back down, I could feel for legit 5 seconds, I could feel my ass was not on the seat. My belt was keeping me like floating, and I was like, oh fuck. It was to the point where I grabbed my girl's arm and I held it, and I was like, holy fuck, I was not ready for that shit. But it's highly recommended. If anyone ever gets a chance, go on the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. It'll fuck you up.
Dude, fuck. I can't. Is it worse than like Drop Zone? Like, is it worse?
Oh, it's way worse. Yeah, it is way worse. But it is fun.
So
the music is fun. I love the music. Like they got all these copyrights for like fucking the Jackson 5 and all this random shit. Like it's fun. It's honestly so much fun.
Yeah.
It'll take a lot for me to go back on though, but it's definitely it's a thrill seeker. Like you got to be able to deal with that shit. Because Victor, have you gone on it before?
I haven't. No, I've never been on it.
Yeah, it'll fuck you up.
Yeah, man, I fucking like. I don't know if I'm just getting too old for that shit, but like I got like season passes to Great America this year, and like
oh wow,
I went
my old stomping grounds.
I went twice, man. Like I used to go like every fucking day I could, you know, like when I'd get my pass, and like I went on Top Gun, like, you know, my first ride I go on is Top Gun, and like all of a sudden like my ear just like got fucked up when it did the corkscrew, and I thought I was gonna pass out, and I was just like, I can't do it anymore. I think I'm just getting too old for this shit or something.
Wow, there was a point where you would go every day. Like when did you start? When was there like what year was there like a point where you were going every day?
2016 maybe, or 2000. Yeah, I think that year.
Okay.
I went to
I was
Haunt, like a couple times.
I was long gone after that. See, so I worked in their entertainment department from 2008 to 2015. So like I actually was a performer as well, not like character performer. But like a lot of people don't know this about me. So I was doing a karaoke show where I was there for like to get people like I was like an MC pretty much. Like I was there to get people riled up, and like I would dance like on the side of the stage to like just get people to laugh. So like I'm very big on like physical comedy. So like I learned how to like dance, like I learned how to do like every type of move that like people I influence a lot of my dance moves off of like Carlton and like Major Pain. Like these are all like just goofy, like it's good, but you know it's goofy. Like that's what my main point was, to be like in that. And then eventually we stopped doing the karaoke show, and I started working as a supervisor for the performers at, what the fuck is it called? It's a 3D ride called Mass Effect.
Yeah.
So I was when it first came out, I was the supervisor for that. So I would deal with all the actors, and there was one point during the weekend where someone called off, and it legit was like one performer. And the thing is, there's supposed to be 3 performers, so you can do, so it could be like, oh, this person can do 3 consecutive rides, go take a break, 3 consecutive rides for someone else, go take a break. So it's not like you're constantly standing there and doing the ride. There was a point where someone was like, it was just them, and I was like, oh fuck. And he's like, I don't know if I can do that. He's like, I don't know if I can do that many. And I was like, you know what? I said, you know, we'll trade. I said, you and me. I said, I'll do it. I said, I knew how to do the ride. I just had, what I did was I got there early and I was like, hey, I need the rides people to come here and help me like turn it on because I need to go through it real quick. So I went through it 3 times. I messed up twice the first time, like in front of no one. And then the third time I did it again. I did it perfectly. And I was like, okay, I'm ready. I said, tell them. I said, I heard there was people in the lines already. And I was like, open it. I said, open it. Let's do this. And for like a good 2 hours, in and out, I would go and I would do the ride and everything and perform there. So it was a lot of fun, and it was really cool because eventually the like swing performers came in. So there was like 4 of the performers that worked for me. They were hearing that I was like doing the ride. They're like, oh, we got to see it and everything. So like they got in there, got to see how I did things, and it's so fucking weird. Like, have you ever been on that Mass Effect ride?
I don't think I went on it. Last time I went on there was when it was a SpongeBob ride, I think.
You gotta check it out. I think it's still there, but it's a lot of fun. Like you get to improvise a little bit. Like there's a lot of parts where we're like zooming through things and you hit meteors and meteors hit you. And one of my favorite lines, because like you're just supposed to like react to it, and like because there's a fucking meteor hits your glass and like you see the crack and everything. Most people just scream and go, oh my god, like, you know, stuff like that. So my thing I would do is I'd scream out, it's like, it's fine everyone, we have full coverage, it's fine. Like just like I always would find like different jokes to like laugh at and shit, just to make people like laugh at like things, because there is lines, but there's certain parts you have to react with like an improvised way. So it was definitely a lot of fun.
Would you ever do the ride at Disneyland? You know what I'm talking about? You already know. You got to know which one I'm talking about.
Watch here, don't say it. Are you trying to ask me if I would ever be a part of the Jungle Cruise?
Yes.
Yes, he would.
Yes.
His
I would.
Corny jokes would get him over.
Dude, I love the Jungle Cruise. Like, I love those kind of jokes. Those jokes are funny to me. Like, I've actually like, again, my love for Disney has made me like look into stuff like that. And I've always like, if I was to ever move down there, this is like before I started working for the company I work for now, where I make really good money. But like if I was like just on my own, I would literally go work at the Jungle Cruise and, you know, make whatever small amount of money they make. But it's definitely worth it in the end, because like it's just, the jokes are funny, the writing's really well, and what's also cool is you can get your jokes approved by the management team at Disney. So like if you have like a fucking corny ass joke, you know, like I would, you know, I could go and present it and be like, hey, can I use this in my ride? And, you know, you either get it approved or you don't get it approved. So yeah, if I had a chance living in Southern California, I would have worked at Disney 100%. 100% would have worked at Disney.
Yeah, when I went on that ride, this dude made me cry. I was like 4 years old, and I was wearing a yellow shirt, and he told me that I looked like that one of the gorillas might try to eat me or some shit because I look like a banana. And I was like, no, I don't want to get eaten. I was hella scared. I thought that everything was real, man. Like, that shit really fooled me. It's like some animatronic shit. But like, as I watch videos of it, because I haven't been there since I was a kid, like that, you could tell a lot. They put a lot of like love in, you know, that ride with who they choose to fucking run it, because those jokes are great. You're right, the writing is fucking fantastic on that thing.
Yeah, no, I will admit I've thought of like jokes in my head. I was like, this seems like that would be kind of cool, because I think there was one that I can't think of all of them, but I know for sure there's one where like there's like a lion section, and the section of lions, there's a part where there's a zebra and he's like torn to pieces, like legit torn to pieces, and they're like, oh, you could see this lion is taking care of this zebra. Like for me, I would have been like, and here we have this lion section. Oh, that is definitely not what the zebra thought when they meant they were going to have him for dinner.
That'd be a good.
Thank you, Victor. I see Victor like that.
Get out of here.
Lame, corny.
Get out of here. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. That's fucking. That would be hella fitting on the ride. I'd fucking.
Dude, I make jokes all the time. I can't help it. That's just how I was raised, to make jokes.
Yeah, I like a good joke. You do. All right. I'll tell you. No, I can't tell any jokes. I can't think of any jokes on the spot. I hate that shit. Don't you hate it when someone tells you, like, think of a joke? Can you do that?
No, I totally I understand what you're talking about, but like I don't know. I think maybe it's just with me and Victor. I think we were raised to, like, that's how we just like talk to people. Like our families, we talk shit to each other. Like, not talk shit to each other. Everything was always a joke. Everything was always like a joke where we like laugh or make fun of someone. Like I always loved that. So like that's why it was always funny about that. I can't remember. Like I don't even remember. I know that there was, like, I don't remember where Victor was at, but he told me this story where like our grandma kept referring to like her grandkids as babies, and I think one of them was like already like 10 years old. And you know what I'm talking about? So like Victor was telling me, she's like, "Oh, come see the babies," and then like my cousin was next to him, and he went, "Baby, have you seen the size of that thing?" Because he was like already 10 years old.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I know exactly what he's talking about. It was the funniest thing I heard at that moment.
I don't think he was 10. He was like 9 or 8 or some shit. But he was
something like that, yeah.
They just kept referring to him as the babies, because the babies to her was just like, yeah, as her grandkids. But
yeah,
like,
he goes, hey, you see the size of that boy?
That's hella cool, man. What does your family think about y'all doing the show and like the filming, doing the vlogging and everything?
They think it's cool. I know with my dad, like he's like we like to think he's like the Jim Cornette of our family when it comes to wrestling, because he's not he raised us to like wrestling like in the late 90s and everything, but he stopped watching, and then now that he sees what we do, I'm not gonna say what wrestling is, because I don't want to show his disrespect, but Victor told me Victor was watching like a promotion and 2 of our friends are wrestling each other, and my dad, I guess I'm gonna quote this, my dad goes, "Who are these 2 bozos? They're wrestling in front of 12 people." I was like, "Oh, you could." I was like, "You can really see his age when the fact that he's using the term bozos." Or Victor was watching a deathmatch wrestling match, and then my dad supposedly was talking to him. He's like, "This is wrestling?" He's like, "I haven't seen one wrestling move."
It was just funny because they weren't doing any wrestling moves. They were literally hitting each other with light tubes, and that's all they were doing. So I mean, I get it.
Yeah, and we laughed about that because my brother told me about it, so I told my dad about it. He's like, "Yeah, those bozos were wrestling in front of 12 people." I said, "Those are my friends." I said, "I'm gonna tell them." He's like, "No, don't tell them. Those guys could beat me up. Just look at the size of those guys." So he was always laughing about it. So it was funny to hear my dad's opinions on like how wrestling is, because he just thinks it's weird. Like even my dad like makes fun of me, thinking like, he's like, "Oh, well, David has to have a gimmick and everything," and I was like, "I do have a gimmick." He's like, "Oh, so he's gonna be the vlog guy?" And I'm like, yeah, Dad, I'm gonna be the vlog guy.
I've seen some pretty like different gimmicks coming out too, like as I watch this. You know what though? I've seen 2 guys with the same gimmick from different indie promotions, and they're both like gamers. Like I seen it happen 2 times. Like one dude came out on his phone, and his whole gimmick was that he didn't want to get off of his phone, and then there's another dude that comes out with a Nintendo Switch. And
that's
he does
pretty
the
cool.
Same shit, yeah.
Oh my god, is that I think that's is that that might be like Pizza Party or Camp Leapfrog or somewhere in the east northern east area probably. I've seen that.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking cool. I like that. Like for me,
that's Big Game Leroy.
Yep.
What? Yeah, it is.
I saw him at New Fear City. That's where I saw him for the first time.
Oh shit. Good shit. But yeah, I mean, I guess I could talk about my gimmick. Like I definitely want to be like, yeah, I will come out not like I'm not going to come out with this camera. Like I have like smaller point and shoots that are going to be easier to take care of, but they have like the flip out screen. You know, I'm going to come out like kind of just kind of like Tyler Breeze style. Like, you know how he had like the selfie stick and everything, but I'm going to have just like my camera, vlog with them and everything. Like, but I'll definitely be a baby face. I like being with the people. I love doing that. Eventually, if I ever turn heel, I'll never say. I have it like legit thought out of how I would do my heel turn. So like I'll wait on that, but it's like I definitely can still keep the vlogging gimmick as a heel as well. So I can't wait for when people get to see that.
Dude, that'd be sick. Like I could, like, you ever seen like CZW? There was like this one CZW Tournament of Death where Moxley was in there, and he fucking like they came out and they like ate like cake or some shit. I think it was like his birthday, and they like they did the cake like before they started, and they had beers, and like what if you like, because you're doing vlogs, like what if you came out like, oh, I'm doing a fucking review of some shit, like some food, like just totally acting like your opponent's not even there or some shit, and you like set up a table with like some food, like, here, we got some Church's chicken today, like, or just like some random shit, like that would be pretty tight. Like I could see
crazy.
A heel turn like the way I'd imagine it. And I'm not suggesting this. I hate it when people suggest like creative shit towards my direction too. Like I totally, like as a musician for hella years, because everyone's like, oh, you should sound like this, or you should do this, And I hate that kind of shit. But like,
yeah.
But like, I think a dope ass heel turn would be like you turn into a toxic ass streamer. Like, you know how like the streamers walk around with their phones and like they have like the voice chat saying like fucked up ass shit, like about people, like while they're just walking through like CVS and shit. Like you turn into that guy and then just start like your shit starts talking shit about the crowd.
Well, for me, I don't want to be like a mean heel. I guess I do want to be a mean heel, but not like aggressive mean. I want to be like, okay, so one of the things that I'll at least say is if I was like a heel for vlogging, there's a lot of like people see, like, especially like people who don't like certain YouTubers, they think of them, they're cocky, they think very highly of themselves, they're practically sociopaths. That's how I would pretty much present myself, as like this person who like thinks that like the world revolves around him because he has this camera and he has all these subscribers and he has all these, like, that's how I would like, it's kind of like how people like see as like a Jake Paul or a Logan Paul or like or like a Hype House. Like people go, oh, that guy's like a privileged little shit, like kind of like that. Like I would love
you see Hype House.
Yeah, Hype House.
Yeah, Lil Huddy.
Yeah, I want to be able to be like, I want to be able to just have my camera and do my vlogs and like just come out to the ring, but also like think that because I have this platform, I'm way up here, and anyone who's watching me is watching me for that reason. And they're very, very low there, and they want to be at my level, but they'll never be at my level. But they admire what I do, whether they admit it or not. Shit like that. Or as Victor likes to think, Victor thinks I want to put them in a vlog and then not put them in the vlog.
He's like, oh, you want to be in the vlog? You can't be in the vlog, and some stupid shit like that.
Fuck you.
You know what?
They get wicked work.
Kind of heel gimmick I haven't seen, but I don't know if there is someone out there doing this, but I think it would be a good one. Is we need like a QAnon guy.
Jesus Christ! You know who's close? No. Okay, fine. I'll say it.
We have Matt Freeman.
Oh wow, you're real quick to say that, aren't you?
Oh, he's already is. He's like,
well, he's Mr. He's very American. So like, I've worked with Matt a couple times, and it's really funny because he trained with us a couple times at West Coast, and they had to do a pre-match, and he comes out and he gets in the ring and he yells, he's like, America, and everyone like kind of cheers and they're like, USA, USA, and he goes, oh, hold on, Dick Cheney's America. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
So he's funny. Like that. Him and CJ Dirt are like that a lot. It's really funny. Yeah, so definitely someone to check out as those guys, is Matt Freeman and CJ Dirt. Yeah, see, I remember there was a promo like maybe a year or two ago, because he calls himself the red Mexican, because he's Mexican, but he's very redneck like. And he had like a Santa Claus hat, but the Santa Claus hat said "Make America Great Again," And he's like, I'm just crossing off people off of old Saint Trump's list. He's like, oh, on their naughty list, and who I'm supposed to take out. He's like, the next two people I'm supposed to take out is Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, and my next opponent, which I don't know who it was, but it was just like the funniest thing. I was like, oh my god. I was like, this dude's out of his mind. I was like, it's hilarious. But what's funny about that gimmick is that depending on where they work, that gimmick, I shit you already know. Okay, so depending on where they do their shows, they try to come off as heels, but most people in certain areas will go like, oh, they're baby faces.
Hell, people are down with that shit. Like,
yeah, there's like people, they do like a show in like Clear Lake, and people are like, hell yeah, like those are the heroes of the show.
Oh my god, dude, that's fucking hilarious. That's like straight up, like, I didn't think about that, but you know what?
I can't remember which. I think it's on their Total Wrestling Federation YouTube channel. There was one where Matt Freeman's on the mic, and he's like, and we're gonna after this, we're gonna get Trump back in office, and legit, you could hear cheering in the background, and I'm like, oh, they're probably in some random place in the Central Valley, like Lodi.
Oh my god, yeah, that's hilarious, man. They're trying to get cheap heat and fucking
and it becomes like a pop.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be the bad guys in this, but people were like, oh, we like those guys. Those guys are speaking the truth.
I believe it. I dead ass believe it. That's pretty good, dude.
Yeah, and it's funny because Matt will never tell you because he doesn't want to break kayfabe, but fuck it, I don't care. He's one of my good friends. But Matt does not give two shits about politics. He does it for cheap heat, and he's like, he finds it funny that people will start cheering for it because he's not trying to be a baby face. He doesn't want to be. He wants to be the heel.
No, yeah. One time I tweeted, I was like, oh, no podcast this week, blah, 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 whatever. And he goes, oh, so your 20 listeners are going to miss out on you? And I was like, don't you? Yeah. And I was like, don't you?
Fucked up.
And I was like, don't you wrestle in front of the same amount of people?
That was brutal. That was brutal. I was like, yeah. I was dying. Oh my God. When I saw your response, dude.
That's funny.
I know. I'm a firm, like, I don't know how I'd take it if I got healed up on Twitter. I cultivate like the most, all I'm about is love, like 24/7. Like, you know what I mean? Like anybody I come into contact with, anybody that like, speaks with me or anything, I'm just always like, yo, I want everybody to get over at the end of the day. I want everybody to fucking, succeed and shit. But I know with wrestling Twitter, it's just a matter of time before some shit happens or someone says some crazy ass shit to me, and like I don't know if I'm ready for that. I know I'm gonna probably just ignore it, but I hear a lot of these wrestlers that I talk to, especially like in spaces and shit, like in Twitter, like when I just jump in and like start listening to like drama and shit that happens from fans taking shit way too seriously or like, getting out of line, just with like their opinions and shit. It's like you don't go after people's families or like, do that kind of shit. But these people feel entitled to something. Like there was some drama like the other week, like saying like about Moxley. And they were like, someone called him out. And I don't even know if that's the other thing too. Half the time I can't tell if it's a work because these wrestlers are so fucking good on Twitter now. Like Effie and Matt Cardona. I didn't know who the fuck Matt Cardona was. And I just like saw some Effie. And I was like, dude, like, man, fuck this Matt Cardona guy, man. Like he's like hella like, and I'm like, really? Because I'm seeing the reactions from people. They're working the crowd through fucking Twitter, and they're doing it so well. Like, you got hella people like defending Effie and shit, like he's like really, and then I saw it pan out like when I started like watching GCW, and I was like, oh, that was a great fucking angle. That was a great angle they worked out, and they built all the hype. I only gave a shit about that match after seeing it on Twitter, all the shit happening on Twitter, and I was like, damn, this is the future.
Yeah, no, it's fucking great. I love watching people work the crowds like that. Like, I know Tony Vargas is from our area, is definitely someone who loves fucking with people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. he's always going back. Like, I like how he calls Bossman Slash. He calls him Trevino and shit on the internet. He's like, I don't know where you get this fucking name from. He's like, Trevino, you know, and then he's always like calling him a mark. He's like, you're just a mark for my shit.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he's Beast of the East champion for a reason, man. He knows what he's doing.
No joke. I'm talking to him the other day, like straight shoot. Like, I'm just talking to him, and I'm like, yo, I saw the announcement, man. You and Juicy? He said, yeah, I feel sorry for the kid.
Fucking Tony, he's great.
Serious, like.
Holy hell, dude. He loves working people. He loves doing shit like that. So, shout out to him. He honestly deserves such a bigger platform. And I hope his stock rises this year.
Oh, it for sure is, dude. Like, I've been talking to him about getting like a press package together or some shit. Just like a nice little like a Google Drive with like all of this shit. If I gotta help him with it, I'll help him with it. And then fucking we're going to blast his shit through every fucking platform that we can, because I think that I want to see him get down with like fucking the baddest dudes. Like, that's what he keeps telling me, is that he's like, all these guys that I keep going against, they have a limit. They have somewhere to stop. And I'm like, dude, you need to be in these deathmatch fucking tournaments, like fucking shit up. I know he would not give a fuck. He's like the rawest fucking guy. Like, oh, I just can't imagine the violence that man can create in a ring. The BBP match, dude, how have I not brought this up? This is like the first thing I bring up to everybody after this shit. How did you guys feel after that last BBP match? What was your initial reaction, and how did you feel after? Because in my opinion, a great death match, and I when I was talking to Joel Bateman, a great death match suspends your disbelief. It suspends disbelief or whatever for like a little bit. Like, it makes you go, what the fuck just happened? Like a good death match, you wonder if someone got hurt, but the thing is, it's like, it's suspending that, you know what I mean? Like, for a little bit, you're just like, wait a minute. They freeze you. You don't know how to feel after some shit. Like John Wayne Murdoch versus Alex Colon. I thought he killed John Wayne Murdoch, and fucking, he was fine. He was complete. He tweeted like 20 minutes later, like that.
Yeah, I thought BBP was about to fucking die. Like, it legit scared the fuck out of me. I was like, oh man, dude, we're gonna.
Well, no, Slash thought he was dead, because like, so Slash went in there, and like the thing is, he'll squeeze his hand to make sure, like, if he's alive or whatever. And if he squeezes back, then he's okay. But he wasn't squeezing back, and he's all like, I can't tell if he's like, if he's, if it's a work or what he's doing. But he was all like, yeah, because Slash like slid like right by me in the ring, and then he was like, okay, he's fine. He squeezed back, and because they had that glass spot where Tony hit the glass and it didn't break. Or if it did, I don't remember.
It didn't. Yeah.
It didn't break
3 times.
Yeah, and he was all like, I don't think he's okay. But he, at the end of it, he was okay, thankfully. And yeah, just this scary moments like that during a death match, you never know what can happen.
Yeah, like it. But their craft, like, and I gotta give it to him. Like, I know a lot of people were upset. Tony says that that's the reason that Hugwa isn't happening at the Ritz anymore, and I don't know, because I'm like, the fuck? He said, I got you guys banned from the Ritz. I hope they let me do that shit at the new place. He like tweeted that the other day, and he got me like, bro, he's like, I don't know, man, with that guy.
I mean, he might have had something to do with it. I know that they weren't the biggest fans of like the shit we were doing, but we cleaned up. We cleaned up good. So I don't know if they had a problem with it, but I know that they're trying. I think they're trying their best to like be more concert like oriented. So I think they're trying to specifically do concerts and more concerts. Those bands are going to be their priority. So like, once we realized that we weren't going to be able to just be a priority for them anymore, like, I think that's what probably happened. I'm not fully sure exactly, but like, that's just how it is, it is what it is. But luckily we found the Emporium, and it's gonna be a good time. Fucking whoop Victor's ass and some air hockey, all that shit.
There's a new spot that Slash was talking about. Hopefully they get it.
Okay.
I don't want to say what it is because I don't know if it's for sure. But the place that I'm thinking about, and the place that you probably heard about, it's a good spot. I'm hoping that they do get it because it's in San Jose. I hope I can say that much at least. And yeah, because I mean, this is home for Ugwa. San Jose is home, but
yeah, it's home for us too.
Yeah, it's home for us.
I really hope that a place is secured with the proper insurance or the proper just like with the ability to let history of violence happen this year, because that is that's an event that he tweeted about. He said it's happening this year. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? Because, like, I talked to Hoodfoot. Like, Hoodfoot seemed like he'd be down to come out. I know there's some big deathmatch guys that haven't been to this part. It's everyone talks about, what's it called? Crimson Cup, I think?
Yep.
Yeah, everybody talks about that as being, like, the premier deathmatch, like, you know, promotion. And I'm like, dude, Ugwa has the juice to like put on a badass like deathmatch event, like, and I know that's probably not necessarily what Ugwa is trying to like promote. I know they, you know, finish up with some death matches, kind of like how GCW does it. They do a bunch of like, you know, technical or not technical wrestling, but pure wrestling. And then it'll end, you know, with like some big bangs or some shit. You get some crazy heavyweights going through doors. You get the fucking, you know, some color in the last couple matches and shit.
Yep.
And, you know, I think that, but with the roots of Ugwa coming out the backyard with the crazy groundbreaking shit that they've done in the Bay Area. I mean, the opening video that I have from the previous history of violence of fucking KP going through the flaming fucking light tube table. I would love to see Ugwa do like a deathmatch event, like one deathmatch event where it's just like, this is it. I know the baddest motherfuckers would come out here. I seen Hoodfoot was like, I saw Sheik. I was like, yeah, I saw Sheik there. He was like, is that the place with the dope ass looking title? And I was like, the one that looks like a shark, right? And he was like, hell yeah, that sounds sick. Like, I'd check that out. And I'm like, we need to get the death match in the Bay. There's no other place that I think it would be fitting for the death match. Like West Coast Pro, it's a fantastic place, fantastic promotion. I don't miss an episode. I don't miss anything on IWTV. And if COVID wasn't like going on and shit, you know, or if I, you know, didn't have a kid on the way, I'd probably be there at every event. But I can't see the blood getting down there over there. You know, it's like a real pure wrestling. Like, I see some crazy spots. Jacob Fatu doing some crazy shit there the other month with fucking chairs, like some ungodly things with the fucking chairs, man. You know, but
and I think Scott has mentioned doing a deathmatch tournament before. Really? Not a tournament, but a deathmatch show. I could be wrong.
What?
But he mentioned it before. I know he's been interested in it for a second, but I know his focus is on like just the shows that he's been putting on for sure right now. But I don't know. I mean, the possibility of a deathmatch like tournament between Ugwa and West Coast, or I don't know, just we'll see who puts it on. But for sure, Ugwa, like I said, West Coast Pro, they've been thinking about it. I know it's in their mind. I know Scott doesn't dislike death matches. I know he's for it. So maybe it could happen.
Yeah, that would be wild to see that. I mean, fuck, man. That last event was fantastic. But definitely the shocking moment that night was fucking Alpha Zoe when he had the injury in the middle of his match. You saw that? The fucking yeah, man. I talked to him right after. I was like, what the fuck happened? And he was just like, oh, fucking you know, my shit swelled up after. It's just some freak thing that happened. It sucks that's a setback for dude. Fucking you know, like I really want to see him take off this year in 2022 as well. You know, but yeah, last event, what else stuck out really well? Oh, Titus, when I was rolling, dude, when Titus came out and that guy had the sign. He fucking snatched the sign from him.
Dude, shout out to Titus. Like, he honestly, I never thought in my day I would ever see him as a heel, but he works as one really well. Like, I loved, it wasn't this past month, but the month before that, Starboy Charlie is doing commentary for West Coast Pro for his match, and fucking Titus comes out He's got his jersey on and everything. He takes off the jersey as a Starboy Charlie t-shirt. And he's getting everyone to chant Charlie, Charlie, like everything. And then at the end, he rips the shirt, fucking throws it on the ground, and people just get so pissed off at him. It's great. I was like, Titus knows how to be a heel, and I fucking love that.
Yeah, he's really good, man. And poor Charlie, man. Leave Charlie alone until he's fucking 100%. Like that poor guy.
I saw that injury happen on the stream. I was watching the Halloween Hootenanny show, and yeah, I saw it happen live, and I was just like, that sucks. I can't believe that happened to him. That was bad, but I mean, hopefully he heals up pretty good, and hopefully we see him back soon.
I did recently talk to him at that West Coast show when I was at the end of the night. He's last time he said that he might be able to start walking again within the next month. So cool. He is recovering a lot faster. I don't think he's gonna be able to get in the ring yet, but he'll be able to start walking again.
Yeah, he's someone that was like white hot, you know, like that's the thing. I hate seeing that when you see someone getting hot, you know what I mean? Like, and they're just getting better and better and better, and then like there's a setback. But the good thing is that they're young guys, and you know they got the love for what they're gonna do. And you know, Tony Vargas, man, he broke his fucking neck and came back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and he came back to it for the love of it and just having that desire to get down with it. And like, I thought they were crazy for doing spots. That spot that they just did with Charlie, fucking with Juicy and Jacob. I was like,
oh, and Charlie's mom.
Yeah, that was fucked up. I was like, no, like, come on, man. But you know, I'm glad he's okay. I was terrified when that happened. I was like, come on, man. Like, don't fucking, like, no, not right now. Like, this poor guy.
Yeah, and it's crazy, too, because I've known Charlie's mom for a while. She's super sweet. But she is the owner of, like, a boxing training school that West Coast, and we share the same area. We share the same room. She is tiny. She's super nice. That woman has hands.
Yeah,
legit. I've watched her like just do shit, and she's just going. I was like, damn, those are some quick fucking hands. I was like, I'm good. I was like, anyone who's like learning from her is learning so much, and you can see how fucking good everyone is in those classes just because of her. So like, it's crazy to see her like interact with the wrestling storylines.
Juicy's lucky he didn't catch that fade, man.
Hey, she got some power too. She don't just got hands, she got power as well.
That's fucking crazy. It's such a trip. It's such a strange, like, not strange. It's such a, you know what's strange is not everybody knows about this shit. Like that's what is, it falls upon me, you know, like this type of shit that's going on is so much more entertaining, I feel like, than the major products that are being put out. I really feel like these little stories, you know, that are happening, and just how much stuff there is really going on, like in the indies right now, and just the fantastic shows. Like I'm waiting for the fucking UGWA drop of like all the UGWA shows, because like Slash said it's coming. He said sometime this year, in the beginning, first quarter of the year, he's expecting everything to just get dropped at once on IWTV, just like dumped on there. And I fucking am so excited for that day, because like we have old UGWA shows on IWTV, and I can't, when I want to show people shit, I want to show them the last couple events. I want to watch probably through the last couple years too, just to like, you know, see everything that I've missed, because that shit is
no, I totally agree with you.
It's better than what I see on TV for sure.
No, I totally agree. Like, and yeah, no, they'll be dumped soon. Like, I think the earliest one we have was still Unfinished Business from November of 2020, which that's actually the first time I like legit started working for UGWA. Like, cause I would just work on my own, and I would just go there and just film and everything. And that was like the first time Slash was like, no, you don't need to pay to go to show. You can work for me now. Just work for me. And like, that's just how it's been. So that's,
I put myself to work too.
Yeah, I mean,
not your kind of work, but
yeah, no, real work.
No, because like people at some point, you know, in the early pandemic, they were sanitizing the ropes and turnbuckles and stuff like that. So I told Slash, I was like, I was like, if you need someone to do that, I'll do that for you. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. So we went to Home Depot the day before the show, picked up a couple metal chairs and got some sprays and some towels, and then got to work and sanitized the ring, make sure everyone was good to go.
Damn, you remember those days, like early in the pandemic, when like I don't know if you remember it or if you saw it, but like UFC was like going out there and they had like dudes wearing hazmat suits in between each match, fucking
That's
spraying
crazy.
out of a big like tube some like sanitizer. Like that shit was fucking nuts. But you know, whatever gets that show going, I think is like important, and that's
No, I
smart,
totally
man.
agree. Yeah, no, I remember working what was it? GCW is the last resort. Was that? I think that was I can't remember when was it.
It was
Victor, do you remember?
October 2020. It was for sure October
Yeah,
2020.
yeah, October 2020. Um and wow, like every match, like everyone who was there who helped get the ring together, everyone who was there to hands to sanitize everything. And it was early. This is how early it was. The hand sanitizing crew for GCW's last resort, I think it was Midas Creed, Jack Cartwheel, D Rogue, Alpha Zoe, Robert Taylor. I can't remember who else was there as well. But
Was it Yellow Boots there?
oh yeah, Cliff Hendricks was also there as well. Like all the Bay Area, Northern California guys were there to help that Southern California show for GCW. And look what like most of them have done so far. And then I think that was one of the first times Juicy Finau had a singles match against KTB, which oh man, I mean, I think you can go back on my Instagram or my Twitter, and I have the highlights to that. That shit's fucking fun. That is a fun match. It actually got to the point where they said when Juicy did a swanton off the top rope. They actually had to look at the fucking they had to look at the ring, and I guess he moved one of the fucking the wooden plates on the ring because that's how hard he hit the ring.
Oh my god. What the fuck, man? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, Juicy goes hard.
Yeah, they gotta check the weight limit too on the top rope for that kind of shit.
Yeah, they said the ring even moved like maybe like a couple inches to the left as well.
He's fucking nuts, man. For doing that shit.
That match was sick. I remember that match specifically. That was fun. That was a good match.
Dude, he bent that chair. Remember? He fucking landed on that chair and it fucking bent in half.
Yeah, that was a fun event. That weekend was fun. Just going there. Slash was supposed to go with us too, but he didn't end up going with us. So that was a cool weekend though.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while since me and Victor have done a wrestling weekend.
The last one we did was Devil's Night for Agua.
Oh yeah, in Vegas. Yeah. I was about to talk about the one we did in 2019 back in the day.
That was fun too. That was a good one. I remember that.
Yeah,
one.
that was the start of like our like Markout media stuff. We were doing what was it? We went to Disneyland on Thursday. We went to PCW Ultra in LA. Then on Saturday we did Suburban Fight Pro in LA, and then we did Championship Wrestling in Hollywood on Sunday.
Which was cool because Suburban Fight, there's no ring, so
yeah, it's just a bar.
It was a no ring show, and one of the matches, the main event was Lance Archer versus Jake Atlas, and that was really fun.
Yeah, both good dudes. Like it's crazy to think that Lance Archer is a 7-foot monster on AEW, but like he was walking around the bar and he's like super fucking nice, like super nice to everyone.
Yeah, he's extremely nice. I got to meet him during the New Japan show, the first one they did in San Jose. And we were in line for merch, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go look around real quick because this line's hella long. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go get an 8x10 from Lance Archer because he was just standing there and no one was around him. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get an 8x10. So I went there, got an 8x10. I was like, hey, I saw you at Suburban Fight and against Jake Atlas and, shit like that. And he was like, oh, cool, thanks. He was like, that match was a lot of fun. And Yeah, I got an 8x10 from him, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Good stuff.
I love fucking like bumping into people and like meeting wrestlers and shit too. Like fucking fuck, dude. That shit's just so crazy to me. Who's like someone that you guys have met that made you go like, oh shit, like I can't believe I just talked to that person, or like I can't believe I'm like in the same room as that person. Like my grandpa met Undertaker back in the day because he used to work at the Cow Palace, and like he said he went into the locker room and like they were all just sitting in there, and he was just like, holy shit, because my grandpa was like the janitor, and he just like went in there and like saw them all and was like, what the fuck. He shook their hand and like said what's up, and he was just tripping off how hulking these guys are. And then another time my cousin fucking was in South City and a limo pulls up at like some sandwich spot, and fucking Scott Hall and Kevin Nash fucking walk out, and I don't know who else was with. I think it was just them, and I think Scott Hall had a fucking picture and just signed it and like handed it to him. He like gave it to him and shit. And, like my cousin was like, "Yo, like, what's like one of the craziest moments you had?"
Let's see. Some of the people I've been able to talk. It was during WrestleMania 31. I got to have a conversation with Charlotte Flair. And I don't give a fuck what anyone says about her being overrated or whatever the fuck. She is good at what she does. I get she gets a lot of opportunities. I get that, but I've met her 3 different times. Remembered me every single fucking time, and like honestly is like super sweet. And she was this is like 2015, so like she was willing to just like sit there and just like have conversations with me and just talk about everything. Another wild one, I don't know if Victor remembers this. We got to meet Kenta, and at the time it was like 1 a.m. after one of his matches he had for NXT. And as we're about to congratulate him for his match, he's holding his child, and the child's asleep. So we're like having a quiet conversation with him because she's like asleep, and it's like 1 a.m. And he's like, "Thank you," and everything. We're like, "Great match, great match." Like it was really cool. That was definitely a fun time. So I definitely liked those ones a lot.
Yeah, during Mania week, when it was in San Jose, Santa Clara, it was cool. If you were around the Fairmont, that's basically where all the wrestlers were staying at. A lot of WWE guys. I know there was independent stuff, but I didn't know about it at the time. But yeah, I got to meet Pat Patterson, Jerry Lawler, unfortunately.
No, for real, wait, before you say anything, legit, they were at the Fairmont Hotel, and Jerry Lawler is walking by, and I'm like, oh, it's Jerry Lawler, and he's with his daughter. And then I started seeing them kissing up on each other. I said, oh shit, that's not his daughter at all.
That wasn't his daughter.
Dude, he supposedly only dates women in their 20s. Fucking weird. A fucking weird old grandpa.
Who else did I meet though? I met Enzo and Big Cass. I met Kevin Owens. I met Sami Callihan. Who else did we meet? Because we went to Access, so we got to meet people there like Sasha Banks and Lucha Dragons and
Tyler Breeze,
Eric Rowan.
The vaudevillains are super fucking nice. Super nice people.
I got to meet Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. That was fun. I waited 4 hours in line to meet them. That was nuts. Yeah, I got dropped off there early in the morning, and then I waited 4 hours, and the line was confused at first because there was supposed to be 2 different lines. So one line was supposed to be for the Bella Twins. So half the line, when they heard that, they were like, oh, this line over here is for the Bella Twins. So half the line that was in Cesaro and Tyson Kidd's line, half of them went to the Bella Twins. So I got to move like a few good feet up front, and but I still had to wait like forever. So that was the thing. And yeah, it was a good time though. So Mania week was really fun. Got to meet all those people. I still have all the pictures. They're on my Facebook, so if I ever reactivate my Facebook again, I'll pull up those pictures and put them on Twitter or something.
Yeah, that's fucking sick, man. Fucking being around for Mania in the Bay. Like, I think I was in Chico. What year was that?
2015.
I was in Chico.
March of 2015.
Yeah, I was like drunk somewhere, like at a fucking like like on some, probably sleeping on someone's couch at that point or some shit. Fuck.
Fucking A, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. You guys said you had an hour. We've been going for a while.
We're going for a while now.
Yeah, I know. My bad.
It's all good.
Yeah, fucking.
Yeah, we've been having fun.
Yeah, if you guys want to keep talking, or if you just want to tell me when to take it home, it's up to you guys.
I gotta eat this burrito.
Yeah, and I gotta eventually pick up my girl from work.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm cool with wrapping it up. So I'm cool with that. Like, honestly, it's been so much fun. I'm glad
it's been a good time. I love it when we can just sit here and chop it up, and especially about wrestling and everything that we talk, music and Del Taco and everything like that. It's been a good time.
Yeah, man, we got to do some more shit in the future too. Like, I'd for sure be down to have y'all again, or like, we could do some like fucking crossover shit. I don't know, man. I'm thinking of and this is for the fans out there too. Fucking expect some Patreon coming soon, and then maybe a network coming soon, because that is some really crazy shit that I like put some thought into, and I'm like, you know what, like I did like a fucking quiz on not a quiz. I did like a trivia thing. Not trivia. Fuck, I keep saying the wrong word. I did a survey.
Like a poll.
Yeah, a poll. Fuck. On Instagram, and fucking overwhelming response. Everybody was like, make a Patreon. I'm like, holy shit. Like, well, I don't have content for a Patreon. I do one show. I'm one man. I need to figure some shit out to, like, monetize a Patreon or some shit. So, yeah, I fucking definitely will be contacting you guys shortly in the future.
Hell yeah.
I'd love to have you again. I'm sure we could go another 12 hours or some shit. I don't know. Fucking, but everybody watching, make sure to subscribe to Markout Media Podcast on Spotify so you don't miss an episode. If you have Spotify, click the link down in the description. If you don't have Spotify, people can still listen to you, right? They don't have to, like, subscribe.
Oh, yeah. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, some other stuff that I send it all to Anchor, and then Anchor sends it to all these other places. So whatever Anchor sends it to, we're on it.
Do you just want me to do it? I could play.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and do it. Yeah, do your thing.
In order to check out the Markout Media Podcast, you can check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, and any other platforms for your listening ears' pleasures. Make sure to subscribe, but give us a 5-star review as well, because we know we damn well deserve it. Also, make sure to buy the merch at whatamaneuver.net as well as brainbustertees.com. Also, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. It's at Markout Media 18. Once again, it's Markout Media 18. Also, don't forget to follow myself. It's at King of Vlogstyle. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and especially on TikTok as well. I've been doing that for like 2 years already. It's in my head.
Yeah,
dude, I love it. Fuck, I gotta get some shit down like that, because I am not doing Night Shift or Deathmatch Worldwide justice. I'm like, yeah, like, they got the metal shit and they got the deathmatch shit. Get it?
Once you find like that certain sentence, once you find that specific sentence that sounds cool, like, you could literally just say one sentence and that's all that matters. Like, if I want to tell people, oh, if you want to buy all of our merch, just make sure to go to brainbustertees.com or hit up whatamaneuver.net. Like, it's literally just one sentence. Like, it's nothing too crazy, but it gets you to the point of like, oh, they have merch, go fucking buy it. So yeah, not just Markout Media merch. Also go to whatamaneuver.net specifically for me and pick up some King of Vlog style merchandise as well.
Yeah, pick up all the merch.
Yeah. And then if you see Victor or me, Victor usually passes out he passes out these like little, it's a little dark, you can't see it, but passes out these little Markout Media buttons, and they're all in different colors and everything if you want to check those out. He also has pins, stickers, we sell t-shirts as well, which you can pick up. Really cool. It's the Markout Media logo that you could see like right underneath me. Like, it's a little patch right there, and then the bigger logo on the back. Like, you guys can pick that up
in person.
Yes, in person. And honestly, from the amount of people that have bought our stuff, everyone says it's, and I'm just gonna say it because fuck it, who cares? Our shirts are more comfortable than any shirt you'll get on WWEshop.com or on ProWrestlingTees.com.
I agree.
That cardboard shirt.
I agree. Yeah. Your shirts are your shirts are like the shirts that like you can go to bed in, like they're that comfortable.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to whatamaneuver.net, like asking them to print it, and getting to know them was cool, and asking them to print the merch was great and easy, and it came really quick, and the shirts feel comfortable, and it's probably our best shirt that we have out right now.
Agreed.
Hell yeah. Well, cheers, gentlemen. Another episode of Deathmatches and Death Metal in the books.
We'll definitely be back.
Hell yeah. Time to stick a gusset in my forehead and listen to Slayer. No, that's thrash. Listen to Suffocation or something.
Decrepit Birth.
Yeah,